Welcome everybody to both sides of the conversation. I'm John Henry, Executive Director. Today is Sunday. So you know what that means. We're going to have another Sunday conversation. Today is a very, very important conversation. We are talking about the levels of dating. I think this is a very, very important conversation in our community. As we know, the dating struggle is real, especially here in the Bay Area. But again, we're tackling this all month. You know, we talking about relationship stuff all this week, this month. Last week, we talked about pet peeves. And this one, we're talking about levels, and we got some more interesting conversations. And last night, we was at another relationship conversation, but we'll get to that later. But just want to say, you know, community, it's great to see you here. For all of the folks tuning in, if this is your first time, please go to our YouTube. Check out all of our social media handles at both sides of the conversation. Today, if you want to be a part of today's conversation, you want to leave some comments, please use the live chat function on our YouTube, or if you're in our Facebook page, our group, use the chat function, and we'll get those comments up on the screen. With that being said, today is going to be a little tense. I think it's going to get real because I know it just always is, but it's been great. A lot of things happening in the community. We got a lot of work that we got to do when we talk about this violence in our community. It's been another violent week here in the Bay Area. When we talk about gun violence and how it's impacting our community, very tragic things are happening that we got to have conversations about. We will continue to do it. Also, there's a massive heat wave going on across the Bay Area and the East Bay, especially. Folks are seeing temperatures from anywhere from 105 to 110 right now. Community, make sure you're being safe out there. Stay hydrated. Check on your elders. Please, if you have young children, you're in the car, please make sure you remove your children from the car. If you have pets in the car, please remove them. Too many times we have these heat waves, we're losing people because folks thought they could run in the store for 5 minutes and things of that nature. So please do your part to make sure you keep folks and families safe. And we're going to do our part here. With that being said, Charisma, welcome to see you back. Holla at the people. How you feel? Are you ready for today's conversation? Ready for the boxing match today?
I'm ready. I stay ready. This is what I do. So, yeah, I'm ready to talk about the levels of dating because I think a lot of people, they don't really understand what dating means and what that is. A lot of people think dating is a relationship. So I'm definitely looking forward to talking and telling them what it really is and what they should be looking for, things like that. So let's go.
Man, definitely happy to have you here. You have a great perspective, young mind, and we just want to hear your perspective. And I think you'll bring something great today. Sister Ao, you are here. You was out with me last night at the relationship conversation. Okay, I definitely want to hear your perspective because I'm gonna just tell you, I feel sorry for the ladies out there, Ayo. All right, I understand even more the great need for alpha male, alpha energy, for leadership. There was a lot of pandering going on last night, community. I thought I was at Panda Express. It was so much pandering going on. I thought I was at Panda. I was ready to put in an orange chicken order or something. There was a lot of pandering going on last night. A lot of simping, a lot of beta simping, a lot of males who just don't understand their roles. I mean, I don't know. See, last week we covered last week that women want to be dominated, Mark. The women said it. They want to be dominated. I didn't see none of that. I see women dominate men last night. I don't know what's going on. There's a reversal role. I don't know. I don't want to speak because everybody says the bishop has a skewed lid. But Ayo, from your perspective, real quick, break down. You was there. You seen everything live in person. What did you gather from last night?
Overall, a lot of beta men in alpha clothing. A lot of one-track minds and like-minded people who were not open to a different perspective. And we do have a lot of work to do of unlearning of what we consider traditional dating. I agree with Charisma. People think that once you're dating, that's a relationship, but actually being able and open to dating people so you can check off your list and seeing who you're compatible with and who you align with. So the different levels of dating is a much needed conversation, and getting different perspectives on what we all feel are the different levels. You know what I mean? From people who've been married, singles, situationships. There was a lot of complicated wristbands last night. That was the funniest part to me. I didn't understand what it meant to have those colored wristbands. And then I was like, oh, yours is red, yours is blue, mine is green for single. So what do those mean? It's complicated. I heard someone say, I am enrolled in a relationship. I took that with me. I'm going to have to use that one day. However, it was a good conversation. And, just to be in a room full of people who I see where the work needs to be done. Definitely. So today's conversation is much needed, and hopefully we all leave with something today and unlearn some things, and help ourselves to elevate to that next level.
So you understand the developer and you understand the
What did I
multiplier.
say last night? Everybody has these relationship goals mixed up. It's the developer and the multiplier. Everybody was like, yes. But it's the actuality of that being the dynamic. No matter what financial background or anything, the developer and the multiplier, and knowing which one is your role.
Man, very powerful stuff. Brother Mark, I told you we are over here designing Assassin's community, okay? Io spoke last night. The ladies couldn't say nothing. They was like, oh yes, racist. But just 5 minutes ago when I was talking to them, they didn't want to hear the bitches. See? So you gotta always have your Batman and Robin. My co-host showed up last night. All right.
Well, let me tell you one thing. Let me just side in because somebody said it. They said, when I said it's about the delivery and the tone, right? It's about your body language. We said, the guy sitting next to me, he said, you and him just said the exact same thing, but your delivery was received. I said, because everybody already had it in them. You could see the way anytime the bishop talked, they were like this, like face snarling and everything. We said the same things with the same message, very similar, but the way my delivery was well received, was well.
It was your light-skinned face. Even the brothers received it. It was your softness. Okay? I am the bishop. I'm a dismantler. I don't give soft landings to people. That's not what I do. I'm going to give it to you raw and uncut, like Hennessy with no chase. It's going to come out straight. But it's going to be respectful. Was I respectful with it? I know I was respectful, but it was straight. Brother Mark, the Reverend, the voice, you are back, brother. Holla at the people, King. You missed one last night. It was last night.
Yeah, I wish I could have been in the house with your bishop again, all the way here from Texas. If you would have called me, I'd have came. But the thing I'm noticing in the community, and that's why I'm glad we're talking about the different levels of dating, we gotta have to step back and be able to take an objective view. There are so many different silos for how people want or feel they should think that are being manipulated and controlled by our emotional triggers, both male and female, that it's hard for us to have an intelligent conversation these days where both sides of the conversation are actually heard. And again, last night was just a perfect example. You and Io said the exact same thing, but because of this quote unquote gender war, automatically when you step in as a masculine man into that kind of crowd, that kind of conversation, they already have their defense mechanisms up. They're ready to attack, pick apart everything you say. But Io can slip under the radar because she's got the girl code with her. So she'll at least get a pleasant reception. So she can be a little bit more covert. And again, we need you as a dismantler. I mean, shout out to the Godfather, Kevin Samuels, because I think he was of the same spirit when it came to talking about relationships. I'm glad that I can be a little bit more diplomatic because I think we still need an ambassador for everybody that we can all have the conversation with.
Man, definitely. Well, community, we're going to get started. We know we have a lot. Mark, go ahead and jump into the intro to our news. We'll get these phenomenal panelists up here in a minute, community. Hang in. We got to get these community announcements out to the community. Be patient. Today's going to be fireworks. The volcano is erupting already. I see the lava coming out. Be careful, ladies. It's going to explode.
All right. Well, let me go ahead and jump into the news so we can get this started. First headline reads, San Francisco mayor backs unions against self-driving trucks. Dressed in a Teamster hoodie, Breed proudly pointed to San Francisco's status as a hub for innovation, but noted the other side of that is the responsibility for regulation. AB 316, a state bill introduced by Assemblymember Cecilia Aguilar Curry, would require autonomous vehicles that weigh more than 10,000 pounds, like semi-trucks, to have a human safety driver behind the wheel. Also in the headline, Amid possible sale of hospital, St. Mary's doctors urge UCSF to save critical services. Doctors at St. Mary's Medical Center in San Francisco have launched a campaign to preserve its unique services amid reports the facility and another of the city's hospitals, St. Francis Memorial Hospital in Nob Hill, may be acquired by UCSF. Among the services that physicians are especially concerned about are the Sister Mary Philippa Clinic, which provides care to the homeless and uninsured, and the St. Mary's McAlley Institute, which provides acute inpatient psychiatric care for youth and young adults. Also, U.S. heat wave. Dangerous temperatures could set new records. I know we've all been feeling this heat. Parts of the U.S. are expected to see record temperatures on Sunday, with warnings of dangerous heat levels into next week across the Southwest. Nearly a third of Americans, about 113 people, are currently under heat advisories from Florida to California and up to Washington state. The country's National Weather Service has urged people not to underestimate the risk of life. Mobile clinics in Phoenix, Arizona have reported treating homeless people suffering from third-degree burns. Also in the news, troubled food hall in San Francisco's Tenderloin to close. La Cocienda Municipal Marketplace, a celebrated project established in 2021 that aimed to provide San Francisco's Tenderloin neighborhood with an affordable food oasis, will be converted this fall into a commercial kitchen space. A spokesperson for the nonprofit said the operation at 101 Hyde Street is set to shut its doors September the 1st and transition to a food preparation space for the nonprofit's 84 businesses. And final headline, missing Alabama woman Carly Russell returned home on foot, police say. Now, this is a big story I think a lot of people were paying attention to. Hoover police are continuing the investigation into the disappearance of Carly Nicole Russell after she was found alive and safe Saturday night. She disappeared after calling 911 about seeing a child walking on the side of I-459. Saturday night, police responded to the Russells' home to investigate, and Hoover fire medics responded to assess and transported Russell to UAB Hospital for evaluation. Talitha Russell, Carly Russell's mother, posted on Facebook Sunday morning that God is faithful and he has answered their prayers. And that'll do it for the news. I'll pass it over to you for the community events.
That is such a wonderful story to end with, that she did make it home. I, for one, was looking at that, and we were all talking about it in the salon, like, oh, yeah, well, I feel bad because if I see any babies out in the street, we're going to have to keep it pushing. But that's a great thing that she made it home safely. And here are our events. Sunday, August 20th, at Ocean View Park, Chillin' and Grillin', San Francisco District 11. Free to the public. Information from Maurice Rivers at www.omicpp.org. STEM and Sports Summer Camp will be hosted by the San Francisco Rebels basketball and doodah activities for youth ages 7 through 13, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. through 5 p.m. Early bird program starting at 7 a.m. or aftercare program ending at 7 p.m. STEM Camp, you can experience one-of-a-kind activities focused on weekly STEM subjects such as robotics, arts, science, culinary, coding, along with field trips to local establishments aligned with the subject for the week. At the Sports Camp, you can learn the fundamentals of basketball, volleyball, soccer, and 7-on-7 football, with emphasis getting better each day. Lots of skills and agility drills that help kids improve strength and knowledge of the game. One session left, which starts this week, 7/17 until 7/28. Each session is $200, but there are scholarships available. Youth Speaks is hosting Brave New Voices, the world's best poets in San Francisco this summer only. Youth Speaks International Poetry Slam Festival is back for the first time since 2019. A week of live, life-changing in-person events. There will be youth writing workshops and performances by artists and activists, July 20th through the 22nd. Youth Speak is hosting Brave New Voices, the world's best poetry in SF San Francisco. So be sure that you get your tickets for that. 3rd Street Friday Night Market, support Black businesses. Shop local men and women's wear, gift items, music, and fun. Vendors wanted every Friday in July through July 28th, 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. at 1700 Yosemite, across from Cafe Envy. Police Community Partners is hosting Bayview National Night Out 2023 Kids Zone for food, resources, fair, and more. August 1st, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. There will be 2 locations. That is Bayview Opera House at 4705 3rd Street and Joseph Lee Rec Center at 1598 Oakdale Avenue, both in San Francisco. City College San Francisco Mission Office is offering a free 18-week certificate program with job placement services for office positions in the construction industry. Classes are August through December 2023 at 1125 Valencia Street in San Francisco. Mo Magic will be hosting a backpack giveaway on August 5th, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Ella Hill Hutch, 1050 McAllister Street, also in San Francisco. The San Francisco Brown Bombers presents Summer Learning Experience for youth 5 through 14. Last 2 sessions will be this upcoming week, July 17th until the 28th, and then July 31st until the August 11th. Fun, food, and good times for your child at an affordable price. This is $25 per child per session. Camp is held Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at 509 Mendel Street, San Francisco. They will provide breakfast, lunch, and snacks. Signups occur for first come, first served basis. B Magic will be also hosting a backpack giveaway August 12th, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Now Hunters Point, 155 Jennings Street in San Francisco. That's 155 Jennings Street in San Francisco. Enjoy garden fresh goodness, produce, baked goods, and more at the Farmers Market located at the Southeast Community Center at 1550 Evans Avenue, San Francisco, every Thursday now until November 30th at 3 p.m. till 7:30 p.m. They accept cash, debit, and EBT. San Francisco Human Rights Commission has a regular bi-monthly commission meeting on the 2nd and 4th Thursday of each month at 5 p.m. in the SF City Hall Room 416. You can also attend via Zoom. African American Reparations monthly meeting virtually at 5:30 p.m. until every second Monday. This summer marks the 4th annual anniversary of Museums for All, brought to you by SF Financial Justice Project, offering free or $3 admissions to 22 museums and cultural institutions all summer long for low-income San Franciscans. OMI Cultural Participation Project in the Lion King, Friday, December 8th, 2023, 7:30 p.m. at the Orpheum Theater, 1192 Market Street, San Francisco, rows 3, 4, 5, and 6. Contact OMI for signups. OMI Cultural Participation Project is also attending The Wiz. This will be Saturday, January 27th, 2024 at 7:30 p.m. at the Golden Gate Theater, 1st and Taylor Street in San Francisco. Contact OMI for more information. Promote your business, nonprofit, and community impact here on Hidden Gems. Share your expertise on Educational Thursdays. Be a panelist on Sunday's Conversation. Keep up with both sides of the conversation. Our latest shows, follow us on Facebook, IG, and TikTok, and be sure to subscribe to our newsletter and our YouTube channel. Both sides of the conversation is in search of volunteers. Give back to your community. Both sides of the conversation would love your support for our podcast and our community engagement. We accept all digital forms of payment. Please visit our donations link and support our programming. This Tuesday will be our Hidden Gems segment, July 18th at 7 p.m. Following our Educational Thursday, July 20th 7 p.m. with Miss Martha C. Alley for grant writing. And that'll do it for our events.
Thank you, Io, for getting us through the events community. Thank you for being patient. Please, this Thursday, check in. Maybe you're a nonprofit organization or you somebody that's into that needs grant support. She's going to come on here and be intentional, give us some great information on grant writing, some resources. So if you need those support services or you need that information, check out this Thursday's Educational Thursday and this Tuesday. Check out our hidden gem segment. Okay, all of our hidden gems have been phenomenal. If you have a black business out there, a brown business, and you want some support, come on here, both sides of the conversation, so we could promote and support your business and get other folks from the community come support. This past Tuesday, Mark, we went out there, our hidden gem. She came on. We went out there. We bought her gear. We went out to her store, supported her. About 5 or 6 other people from the community came out and support as well. So again, we are doing our part to continue to keep the money in our black businesses, in the community, circulating. And, it was great to see that from community. With that being said, Mark, go ahead and take over, get the intro so we could go ahead and bring up our panelists for today.
And you've got it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let me welcome you to both sides of the conversation where we will explore this intricate world of relationships and delve to the depths of dating. Now, today we're going to embark on a fascinating journey through the levels of dating, uncovering the nuances and complexities that do shape our romantic lives. So, listeners, whether you find yourself casually dating, navigating the complexities of a committed relationship, or striving for an established and intentional connection, tonight we invite you to join us as we dive deeper into each level, exploring the joys, challenges, and the transformative power of love. And just for those as you're looking on the screen, we're going to talk about 3 basic levels. And these are levels that come from general observation as we kind of survey the dating landscape. There are a lot of people out here that are in level 1. They're casual dating. Means basically they have no attachment. They don't want to be committed. This is primarily our hookup culture. This is a lot of the swipe right stuff. So people who are out here casually dating, they're not looking for responsibility. They want to have fun. See you when I see you. Keep it moving. Level 2 is the committed dating. Now, committed dating is defined with boundaries. And again, these boundaries are those that are self-imposed. These are agreements that we make. And that way you have an understanding about what you and your partner or partners are committed to in your relationship while you're dating, and you have some level of accountability. And this could be mainly, we talk about monogamous relationships is traditionally what we talk about. But nowadays there are a lot of people who are entertaining open relationships or poly relationships. So there's a flexibility at this level. Whatever you decide you and your partner want to do, as long as y'all have an understanding and are accountable, you are committed. Now, the third level is the established level of dating, or the intentional level. And this is what we think of more traditionally as people who want to have families. Now, people who are dating intentionally, they're more disciplined, they're more purposed, and they're a lot more strategic in how they interact with people, because they are dating with the intention of getting married, building families, and building legacy. So they can't take the same type of risk that the casual person dating would, because that could interfere with the outcome that they want to achieve. So these are the 3 basic levels of dating. Now, I want to get into just a quick stat here, because as we're talking about relationships, we usually measure relationships in our society by marriage rates. So when I was looking actually on black people, black demographics, we're looking at stats on black marriage. It says over the last few decades, marriages have been declining institution among all Americans, but this decline is even more evident in the black community. In 2020, only 30% of African Americans were married, compared to 48% of all Americans. So you see, we're way down there. And half of the 50% of African Americans have never been married, compared to 34% of all Americans. And after viewing all of this available data, we can see that although fewer black women are now married, more black women than black men have been married at least once. Now, this is because a higher percentage of black women are divorced and widowed than men. And also in 2020, just under half, or 48% of Black women had never been married, which is up from 44% in 2008 and 42.7% in 2005. So as we take a look at the demographic, at the statistics, we can see that the Black community is trending along with the general population in America, but even worse so. We've been at the bottom of all these statistical categories for the longest. And if we don't get our act together, we are not going to have a community to save. So we really need to understand what it's going to take for us to build healthy relationships again in this time. So, Bishop, let's kick this thing off.
Man, let's get this party started. I know my panelists is itching. They want to get up here and get started. We're going to get it started. I want to go ahead and bring up our first panelist today, this queen, Coach Key. Welcome to both sides of the conversation, Queen. Go ahead and introduce yourself to the community. Let them know who you are so we can go ahead and get started today. Oh, you got to unmute yourself.
Let me unmute myself. I was over here taking notes when you did the Black statistics. I got almost a half a page ready. So I'm like, let's go, y'all. Well, first of all, thank you so much for inviting me on this awesome panel. I'm like so overwhelmed. I'm so excited because you guys are doing the work. Just let me salute you guys as generals in the community. Real talk. I'm over here in Sacramento and I'm like, this is what we need to be doing. But anyway, all that to be said, it's your girl, Coach Key, owner, founder, and CEO of Keys to Victory Coaching Empowerment Institute, where I coach professional women in the freedom to blaze their trail. I'm a 4-time author, inspirational life speaker, youth minister, and I'm just here to serve. So I'm really excited to be here. Thank you, guys.
I love it. It's always great to hear women who are willing to serve. Thank you, Jesus. All right. Next queen, Miss Shante Duval. Welcome to both sides of the conversation, queen. She already spit up her tea already. She like, what's going on? I'm already spitting up my tea. Go ahead, queen.
This is hilarious. My name is Shante Dunbar. I am the author and filmmaker of Diving in Stiletto's first Memoirs of Dating Mr. Right Now. I am from the Bronx, New York, currently living in Miami. And I am looking forward to having a healthy conversation about dating. Thank you for having me.
You are in for one. Get ready to spit up all your things you thought you about to be spitting up on today. Okay, it's going to get real heated. All right. With that being said, we got the queens up here. We're going to go ahead and bring up the brothers down. My guy, he's back again. He's all here. My brother Truckee. What's going on, Truck?
Man, what's going on with you, John? Good evening, everyone. My name's Truckee. I'm from Oakland, California. I am the executive director of Mama Jean's Create Hub, in which I focus on youth, and my specialty is young men, and I'm trying to raise up a whole lot of young men to break this stigma or curse that I see people making reference to our men in this particular time so that they can grow up and be some healthy young men for the next generation of young women.
Truckee, we appreciate you for your services. You heard me in the opening. I dealt with a lot of pandering yesterday. I dealt with a lot of simps. I dealt with a lot of beta males yesterday, okay? I don't know. Yeah. I need you to help these young brothers out. We got to teach them how to lead. We got to teach them how to be developers. We got to teach them some stuff, Truckee. We need you, brother.
Yeah, I was listening to a lot of what y'all was saying, right? I really don't believe in the whole alpha beta concept, right? Because once you lock a person in, then you can miss out on so much greatness in an individual, because situations create the person that we see. When you go through stuff, it will either break you or it will develop you, right? So you can't, sometimes you may need to kind of take a back seat in some things, and sometimes you may have to take the lead in some stuff. But if you're looking for the relationship to work, man, listen, you better, respect has to be what you use to gauge how you gonna move through that thing. But I'm going to shut up, John. I'll wait till it's my turn.
It's okay. It's good. I'm glad you're here. I'm looking for R to shove it R. I got some pushback on it. You know the bishop. But go ahead. You know I love you, brother. All right. Last but not least, you can't have a party without the knowledge, the wisdom. This king is back again. He is a fire starter. He will put gasoline on the flames today, sisters. He's back. Y'all asked for him. The General Parker is back. General, welcome back to both sides of the conversation, King. Look at it. And he came on with his mic muted. Unmute your mic, brother.
Oh, I pushed the button. I'm sorry. Yeah, hey, I'm just an old man here sipping my tea, waiting for the drama to unfold. That's all.
Well, welcome back, General. It's always great to have you here. You always have a great dynamic and perspective, and we always need that wisdom. Mark, if you could remove those PowerPoint slides, and then let's go ahead and open this up. Since we are fellas, we're going to be generous, okay? We're going to be respectful. We're going to be the simps that they want us to be today. We're going to let the ladies go first. We're going to simp today. All right, go ahead, ladies. It's your time. We're going to open this up. Today's conversation. I'm just being funny, y'all. Look, they already like, oh my God, here we go. Listen, the conversation is about levels of dating. We know ladies have so many strong points on the levels of dating. We're going to let you all kick it off. Talk to us about these steps of dating: casual, committed, intentional. However y'all want to kick it off. I'm going to open it up to y'all. What do y'all think about these levels of dating?
Well, I'll start because I think before you even hop into a level of dating, you got to make sure that you've done your work. Like, do you even like men and women? Like, I'm a woman, and if I'm gonna get back in the dating field and I've been hurt, I got to understand and see if I've even forgiven the person that I just got out of relationship with, if I've forgiven my daddy, if I've done that kind of work before I even get up into the prerequisites of trying to even date. Because if I don't date, if I'm dating, I'm gonna be expecting that man, that partner, that anybody I'm looking for to fulfill those roles. So I think it starts at home. I think you got to do your work. I think you got to forgive your mama, and me as a woman. I did my work. I forgave my daddy. You could catch it in my book, Keys to Victory Presents Broken, A Woman's Journey to Healing and Forgiveness. Because I'm going to tell you something. When I was out there bad, I had a lot of anger towards my dad. Not to bring that up, but we got to talk about it, because if we're healing the families, if we're talking about getting out here dating healthily, you got to do your work, not let your work do you. So that's my off top. That's how I'm coming. You got to do your work.
I just want to piggyback. I definitely agree with Coach Key. I also feel like you need to forgive yourself and do the work on you and develop yourself as being the best person you want to be and how you want to be, presented. And I feel like with people, I don't know about everybody else, but I judge you based on your partner too. I look at who you associate with. I want to know your friends. I want to know how you are with your family. That's important to me. So when we go out and we're dating, yeah, I want to know, is this casual? Is it intentional? I love these 3 stages because I feel like people need to communicate what they want instead of trying to just mold people into being these things. It's like, figure out what you want. And if this person's not what you want, kindly move along. Stop trying to mold people into something that they may not want to be.
That was a great point, Shantae, about the molding somebody into what you want them to be, because you cannot get with somebody and expect to change them. If you don't accept them for who they are when you meet them, that's it. Just don't be with them, because all that trying to get with somebody and change them and make them who you want them to be, that's just manipulation right there. That's just like, just get with somebody and you like them. This is like, say, okay, this person, how they are right now, is this the best version that they're going to get? I will accept this person. I will be with this person at their level that they're at right now. So that was a really good point.
I agree with all of you. But the inner work is most important, especially if you've had not so much traumatizing, but a bad experience in dating. I, for one, have been learning a lot of just from my own experience of dating and jumping 2 feet in. You start to date a person, you like the person, and it's like, okay, now we're going to go to the next level. I like to use the analogy of players renegotiating their contract, right? So being able to have that tough conversation when you're doing the 21 questions at dinner, you're doing these 21 questions, getting to know a person, and you actually break down those barriers and you have the tough conversation. So what do you feel was the discerning point in your last relationship for you to walk away? And or what do you feel was, the conflict, and to see if that person can be accountable? to see if that person is just going to put everything on the person that they broke up with. You want to see what that person's mindset is and see if you guys are aligned in that perspective, right? And then also making sure that what you guys want out of this is what you really want. You either respect it or you reject it. But if you choose to accept it, you cannot try and check it and trying to change somebody to be what you see the potential in them being. When you date for potential, that's where it gets misconstrued, because it's like, oh, I think that they can be this in 5 years, but where you meet that person is where they are. They don't have those same hopes and aspirations of where they want to go in the next level of their relationship. They're happy being where they are. So with that being said, once you have that tough conversation, then you know either we're going to date, we're going to move to the next level, or I'm going to let you go peacefully. You know, once you get to that level in your own self-healing and being able to be comfortable with yourself and being confident and standing on what you believe in, I think that it helps the flow of the relationship.
Piggybacking off you, Io, that point that you made right there about the accountability, that is so important, especially as a man. I mean, I'm looking for that. Like, I'm like, why'd your last relationship end? You know, what happened? Oh, she did this, she did that. No. What did you do? You know what I'm saying? You have a part in it. It's and you know, a person be like, oh, it was a toxic relationship. No, you was toxic too. What did you do? You know what I'm saying? Because it takes two people in a toxic relationship. There's a dynamic. There's a sort of back and forth that goes on between two people. You can't just be in a toxic relationship by yourself. So it's like, make it make sense. Like, it's got to add up somewhere, because the math is not mathing when somebody is saying, oh, they were toxic. No, what did you do? Tell the truth. Be honest, you know, because I'm going to find out eventually. So just tell me.
Well, a lot of people can't tell the truth because they don't know the truth. And a lot of people will not take accountability because our culture does not promote it. And I hate the fact that they've got us to the point where even in our community, we're kind of going at each other. But the reason why I even put the levels of dating together the way I did is because people need to understand what you're trying to do. If you're somebody and you're wanting to get married, you're wanting to have an established relationship, but you're dealing with somebody who wants to be casual, or, you know, they just want a committed relationship, but they really don't want to build, you have to understand that so you can use the same language to define it. Because like Charisma said, I've heard so many women say, oh, he was toxic, or he was a narcissist, or it was a toxic relationship, but there's no clear definition of what that looks like. It's just, I didn't like it anymore, so I'm just going to call it toxic. That way, I've got an excuse to make myself look good when I get out of it. So we don't develop relationship skills, and we don't have the accountability to be honest about what we want, and we don't know how to discern the people we're dealing with, what they truly want.
I said, I didn't hear her say that's what the women say. She said that's what the men tell her. See, so let's keep it real now, Mark. She said that's what men tell her. And what I haven't heard from all of them talking so far, well, Steph, I think I did hear Sister Io say that, you know, what about you? You know, everybody talking about that person, the other person they're looking for. What about you? Make sure you bring a great you to the table, and you'll attract a great person that's looking for you. Because I know lots of guys, they see women out there, they won't even approach them because they know they don't have their shit together, okay? But as long as you got yourself together and you bringing a great you to the table, you're going to attract a great you to come get you. So, and don't worry about what somebody could be, you know, because when I got divorced, my last wife, she had the nerve to tell me, I said, I don't even understand you. What is all this coming from, you know? She said, well, since we've been together, my position in life hasn't improved. And I'm like, wait a minute, what? Yep. You've been working against me all these years, and I've done nothing but build you up. When I got with you, your ex was a crackhead. Okay, you trying to bake cakes out of your house, out your kitchen. I got you a building and got you all situated. I got you into politics and got you elected, but you're gonna tell me your situation ain't improved? What the hell is wrong with you? See? So sometimes women just don't even be realistic, but there's men that are the same way. So I ain't gonna say that, but I'm talking about my situation. Okay. So, but I got to be the best person I can be, and I know I draw a great person, you know, and I'm not settling for less. It's just, well, that's just me being the general. I'm sorry. Let me sip my tea.
Thank you, General, and to the ladies on the panel and to the guests, because I see the chats is getting hot up. I see Nicole starting to bring it over there in the chats. Okay, Nicole, we see you here. I see it going on. But listen, ladies, whatever a man says today, it applies to women and men. Okay, I don't need to hear this 50 times in a show. Oh, men do this too. Okay, we understand anything that's being spoken today applies to both parties. Just so we don't have to waste all these minutes and seconds to point out, men do this too. Okay, we understand it's for both sexes. All right. But I want to pass it on to Truckee, and then I'll say something later. But go ahead, Truckee.
Hey, real quick, I just want to look at the whole casual dating thing, right? I'm big on verbiage because I was a manipulator, right? So the words you use is what I play on. I was going to work your words. Oftentimes, and sisters, don't take this the wrong way, you should absorb this as some insight and help. They talk too much, right? So what I wanted, I listened, and when you give it to me, then I just wouldn't give it back, right? So now that I've changed my way of functioning, I watch words, and dating is a word that I don't use when I initially meet someone. We're going to hang out. That's my verbiage. That's casual for me, because dating comes with some kind of expectation. When you get to using those kind of words, there's an expectation that comes with that word. So when we're hanging out, I'm using the verbiage as buddy and friend, because it helps to keep people in a safe place. If you don't, the whining and dining can throw folk off. It can throw folk off. I saw in the chat someone said, you know, it's dangerous to date multiple people. I agree. And I believe in myself that I know I can, if I was to date just one person and it didn't work, and then I decided to meet someone else, I know I'm capable of meeting another person. So it don't make sense to date multiple people. If you really want to get to know someone, and if you take your time in the casual part, then you get to really open up and be you, to see if they can even handle you on a dating level. You get to talk and be as free as you can. If they can't handle you as a buddy, they sure enough can't handle you as a friend, and they most definitely can't handle you as a boo. So in casual dating, it should always be fun. It should always be light. The barrier should be wide, you know, to where you can be able to talk about what it is you like. You should find out things like, what was her favorite color? You know, what was her favorite food as a kid? Who was her favorite teacher? What was her biggest disappointment? Because those are the kind of things you use to find out how she got to where she is now. It's going to help you to understand how she picked or how he picked when you really get to digging into where they come from. So in casual dating, it should be like going to the park or riding the BART. Y'all used to ride Muni with your girlfriend, boyfriend, going to the movies and going downtown. Yeah, it should be like that. But a lot of times we set the scene. We going to crustaceans and we going to Hillstones, and you know, it's all romantic and cozy and girl and blood. No, go to happy hour.
We trying to hit.
No, any dating you do, you set the boundaries. You put your expectations up there up front, and then everybody know what they're working with. There's a lot of times brothers and sisters go into this, you know, thinking that they're going to be at one level, but they're trying to play a different level. See, and that's the bad part about it.
I believe, General, I believe expectations that cause you to miss something when you don't know a person. You have to leave yourself open to get to know a person.
You didn't believe, you thought I was going to miss something talking about ain't no alpha males and ain't no beta males. And now I can tell you there's alpha males and beta males.
I believe there may be, but I don't believe in it.
You may not, but I tell you what, an alpha male can drop down and be a beta male if he had to, but beta male ain't got it in him to step up and be an alpha male. See, simple as that. So that's the difference.
How you know?
I'm talking to you
now.
How you know?
I'm talking to you now.
I'm one alpha to a beta.
I can be either or, and I don't even use the term.
You can't be me. You can't be me.
You better ask somebody.
All I know is this. All I know is this.
Retired,
all I know is this. All I know is this.
General, I'm retired, baby. You don't know
I don't
about
think
this
they
one,
can
General.
up the ladder. I'm just gonna say
You
they
don't know
stuck
nothing
on
about
the
this.
ladder where they at. But I'm gonna say this.
General, you don't know nothing about this one here, General. You better do your homework, baby. I'm a first ballot. You understand me? This hand, It used to be strong. I put it down.
So listen.
Yeah, do your homework, General.
See, if
I'm
you
a
was
real
real
one.
I
alpha,
got
Hey, Joy, let him know.
You have a strong hand.
So listen,
Joy, let him know. This hand's strong,
I gotta
General.
say this because this is
the
why
one.
I said
Ain't the one.
this conversation is gonna get very fired up. I mean, the volcano's gonna erupt. But again, it's all out of love, okay? Community, you hear us going back and forth, it's all out of love. But I want to say this.
Oh, this fun. I appreciate it.
You already know. You already know. I'm listening. And see, I think we all got it wrong. I mean, you know, I see Mark put together the dating levels and all this stuff. And I think, see, dating is really the stage of the investigation of who you trying to get to know. You get what I'm saying? Dating to me is more of, I'm trying to gather information. So when I'm dating, I can't get caught up in all these other things. Who you talking to, how many people you dating. I don't care about all of that. When I'm dating somebody, I don't care if you got multiple people you date, because that's not my interest. I'm trying to do my research and I'm trying to get to know, is this person that I'm investigating, I'm trying to figure, I don't care what she's doing. Because see, I understand something that most women and men don't understand. The dating scene is competition. Okay? Women don't want to, I'm not competing with nobody. Well, you're going to lose, sister, okay? Because dating is competition. I got to compete against all of these, okay? Because I'm only 5'10", okay, community? So we'll get this out the way, all right? I got to deal with all these ladies who want these 6 foot man, 6 figure, all this stuff, right? These 6'6" guys. I'm not a 6'6" guy, okay? I'm a 5'10", 6'6" everywhere else, okay, or more. All right, but what I'm going to say is this. Okay? It's the evaluation process, you know, and I think somebody said it in the chats. I think in our community, we too fast to try to put titles on things. I need to evaluate who you are. I need to understand your mental stability. I need to understand your emotional stability. I need to understand where are you at as a person before I even get into what is my intention. And this is what I be talking about, slogans and semantics, all this other stuff that people in our community, we pick up this white, Western traditional, what we think the dating and marriage scene is. And it messes up our community because we get our ladies who are watching this stuff on TV. And this is what I be saying, we got to be careful of the subconscious mind and how they program us. All right. Now we got all these women, everything is a red flag. Everything is, I need to be dating intentionally. I'm a God-fearing woman. All of this stuff that we're putting out here. And it's like, I'm not there yet. How can I tell you what I intentionally want to do with you if I don't even know you? Let me do some research. Let me get to know who you are first. Let me see your triggers. Let me see what it's like when you having a bad day, a good day. Let me see what your understanding is as a woman. Do you know what your power is? Are you a multiplier? Do you understand that? I got to learn these things before I even get into where we're going to go. So before we even talk about the levels, like, let's slow down and think about where we at. Let us do our homework and understand each other. Can we vibe? And ladies, I heard somebody say it. Hold it. Don't go out with me and ask me 21 questions. Okay, I'm just gonna say this today because I gotta say this because a lot of women, that's a turnoff. Okay, I don't know about all these women, but if you deal with an alpha male, okay, when I'm out with you, I don't want to hear 21 questions. Okay, you get your 21 questions out when we talking on the phone and we FaceTiming. Get your 21 questions out there. Okay, don't wait till I'm out with you and you want to ask me all these 21 questions and all these serious questions that you want to ask while we talking. Because at the end of the day, when I'm out with you, I'm trying to feel your energy. I'm trying to see if we got a connection. I'm trying to look in your eyes. I want to see if we have some vibrant. But I can't do that if we get out on the date and then you, how many kids? And what was your last? Don't ask me that out there. I'm trying to vibe with you. I'm trying to see if this is part of my research. Do we have a connection? You know what I mean? Can we sit next to each other? Can you handle the things that we need to handle while we out? Do you know how to set the table? Are you going to put my food in the box for me after we finish eating? Because I'm paying for everything. I need to know these type of things, okay? That's what I want to know. But I'm going to pass it. But those are the things that I want women to understand. Be intentional, ladies.
Yeah, we ain't heard from you in a minute, ladies. Let's hear some feedback on this.
Go ahead, ladies. Go ahead. I just had to put that out there.
Well, I definitely think that. Oh, I'm sorry. You can go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay. I definitely think that, Bishop, it's very important to even know who you want to date in the first place. Like, there has to be a conversation before you step out with that person, because I have a lot of guys ask me out for drinks, and I don't even drink. I don't drink alcohol. It's very rare that I drink. So it's like, okay, you're asking me out for drinks, but I don't drink. I don't know anything about you. You're just another person that's in my DM. So, you know, let's talk for a little bit. I'm not going out with you. I don't know you from a can of paint. I'm not going nowhere with you. You know, so yeah, let's have a conversation and see and get on the same page, see if we're on the same page, then we could go somewhere. But I'm not just gonna go out with somebody random that's just in my DM. Oh, let's go out. Can I take you out to dinner? No. It's not that easy. It's not that simple. Let's have a conversation first. Then we can see.
I'm
Then
definitely
you determine them between the can of paint, then, right?
I'm definitely an advocate for like the slow burn and trying to get to know somebody, because it's not just about like, you know, oh, we connecting, we're vibing, this is great, you're asking me the right questions, I feel it. But it's also, do you fit in my lifestyle? How do you compliment me, right? Because you want me to compliment you also. So it's like when you're coming in on these dates, what do you know what you want? Because there's a lot of people who will come out there with the 21 questions or ask that infamous, what do you bring to the table? And they sit there and don't even know what they want at their own table. Some don't even have a table. So I guess my thing is that you have to know yourself, know what you want before you go out and try to bring somebody into your life or see if somebody else is going to fit into your life. It's not that simple of just like, oh, are we vibing? We like the same drinks. Good for us. What's your favorite color? But it's deeper than that. If you want more, you're going to ask the right questions without it sounding like a whole interview, right? That what you bring to the table thing is for somebody to sit back, listen, and judge you without even knowing your real potential. And that whole alpha beta thing, it depends on what you want. One is not better than the other. It's the person that you're with. Maybe I need a beta. Maybe I need an alpha. But the whole one's better than the other. Oh, I'm an alpha. I can do. True alphas don't need to beat their chest. We know we're real alpha when we see one.
So why is all of these women with beta men then? Why are these betas always playing with y'all emotions and telling y'all this BS? Because I want to know. Because alpha males don't do that. So I need to know this. And then I got to ask you this question.
There are
this question. Because they asked it last night on our relationship conversation.
There are these
men, I need to ask the ladies this. Are men asking y'all, what do y'all bring to the table?
Oh, they ask. And a lot of these self-proclaimed alpha males are trying to make you feel bad about what you want to offer, right? So there's some women who will sit there and answer that question, which I don't agree in answering that question. I think it's dumb. But they'll answer the question and they'll say things like, I cook, I clean, I work, I do this. And the guy will be like, well, I could get a maid. I don't need somebody to do that. Or she'll say, I can help you build your business. I've done this. I'm educated. I'm like, yeah, but I don't need somebody who's trying to beat me, compete with me, blah, 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 blah. This is a man who doesn't know what he wants, but he's sitting there talking about he's an alpha.
But that's what did you hear the general them earlier say? There's a lot of betas out here posing and dressed up as alphas.
Thank you.
That's the problem. Because I'm going to tell you, I don't know. I'm just a man, okay? I'm only 43 years old. I don't have a lot of experience, okay? General, you older. Truckee, you hear Mark. I'm going to tell you right now, I ain't never sat down and talked about what you bring to the table. I've never said that. That's what I'm saying. Because I remember women used to say that for men. What do y'all bring to the table? But I've never heard this from alpha males. Because I'm going to, in my pursuit, and this is why I say it's research, I'm going to know what you bring to the table. Because I'm going to ask and talk the right question. I'm not going to ask you what you bring to the table. When I get through talking to you, because if you give me time, believe me, everything that I need to know, I'm going to know real fast. You're not going to tell me what you bring to the table because I'm going to know. I guarantee you, and most alpha males out there, real alpha males, when you deal with them, you ain't got to say nothing because they're going to know. Because they're going to ask the right questions.
I want to clarify something earlier when I said about expectations and everything else. So when you first start talking to somebody, I want to let them know up front whether or not I want to be serious. If I'm trying to date you, if I just want to hook up, that's what I'm talking about, the expectations. And as far as being an alpha male and all that stuff, you know, being an alpha male, if I'm coming after you and you what I want, I don't care what you bring to the table because you what I want, and I'm coming for you, and whatever it takes to get you, I'm gonna make sure I got it. Okay, so I don't have to ask you what you bring to the table because I'm gonna learn all about you. Because if you what I want, I'm gonna make sure I got what it takes to get you. Okay.
Well, and I'll jump in here because, ladies, I'll let you in on a bit of understanding why men ask that question is because what they're looking for is to understand your mentality approaching relationships. Yeah, the words themselves are clumsy, and we do need to have a better vocabulary for how we communicate. But because in Western civilization, we have a kind of free for all when it comes to relationships right now. It's everybody can make up their own rules. Everybody can do whatever the hell they want to do. So if I'm a man and I'm trying to get to know you and I'm asking you, what do you bring to the table? Essentially, what I'm trying to understand is just like asking a woman about her body count. What is your thought process approaching where you're at now? What type of woman were you to arrive at the point that you're at now? And what are you expecting from this relationship? What is the purpose of the relationship? Do you see it the same way I do? So when you're asking somebody, what do you bring to the table? It's essentially, I'm trying to find out if we can connect on the same value system for a relationship.
But Mark, I want to be clear because I got a lot of ladies watching. A lot of these betas be playing with ladies and all this different stuff. Telling them lies, okay? Men date women to have sex. Let's just make it clear.
Oh, 100%.
This is what it is. All these ladies, I'm telling you, we got a lot of women out here.
The good ones and the bad ones. Everybody trying to hit.
There's a lot of confused women out here. I want to unconfuse the women today, okay? Unlearn whatever you've been taught. Men do not date women to be your best friend, to hang out with you. All of this brother stuff.
Everybody in the friend zone trying to fuck.
Exactly. I just got to put this out there because I got women that steal. Oh no, I have a friend and we never.
That's because you ain't let him.
See, this is these betas. They will sit there and play this. Oh, I'm your brother. But their intention is they want to have sex with you. They're waiting to find a vulnerable spot in your life where something ain't going wrong to see if they can come in. Well, we already friends, girl. It'll just be great. I'm just telling you. So, ladies, get it out. I just need y'all to understand this because this is the delusion in our community. Because I still hear women saying, "Oh no, he just taking me out. He want to be my friend. Oh, he's flying me out because he think I'm cool. And he want to hang out with me." Okay, when that man fly you out, he's expecting to have sex with you, ladies. I'm gonna make it clear. I don't want no confusion day when you leave my show. Men date to have sex. Now, how we get there is one thing, but that's the intention. So when you start asking, man, what's their intention? Well, their intention is to have sex. And if our sex is good and we align in energy, then we're talking about, okay, what's these other qualities to look at where we could go somewhere else? I'm just giving you game. Now, you don't have to listen to the bishop. I know y'all think I'm a little rough. I don't give soft landings, but I'm just keeping it real. So we got to have real conversations in our community. So ladies, stop walking around in fairy tale land. Oh, he's taking me to Ruth Chris and STK because he want to be my friend. No, he's doing all that because he want to have sex with you, okay? I understand that. Oh, and I know the betas is coming. Here come the beta man. No, it's not shut up, okay? We want real men here. Real conversation. You betas, stay over there. I'm going to keep it real with you, ladies. When we date, we want to have sex. That's why we dating. That's why
it was really interesting, John, because I was reading this DM. I think it was it was yesterday, and this guy was like, you should give every man a chance to date you. And I said, what? I said, how is that even possible? I said, everybody doesn't deserve a chance. What do you mean? I should date everybody that asks me out. That's impossible. How would I even find the time to entertain all these people? That's ridiculous. But that just goes to show that he doesn't understand things from a woman's perspective and that it is a competition. Like you said, John, it's a competition. It's not just going to be you're asking her out and you're the only guy that's asking her out. My DMs be full, and this is no exaggeration. I'm so serious. So you're coming in and saying that I should give all these guys a chance. How will I even work? How will I even take care of my responsibilities if I'm going on all these dates? My time is very valuable. And if I'm going out with you, I'm spending time with you, then that's an investment. So I'm not going to invest in all these people that are not worth my time. I have to have a conversation with you. And that's why I was mentioning there needs to be a conversation before I even step out anywhere with you, because I need to know that I'm not wasting my time. My time is valuable and so is yours. So let me not go on a date with you if I'm not really interested in you, because then if I step out with you, I'm wasting your time and you wasted mine because I can't see anything with you. I'm not attracted to you, whatever the case may be.
So charisma, you know the other thing about this competition thing, because I hear stuff in the comments, I see it, but ladies, I just want to break it to your heart. It is a competition. Women don't want to compete. This is why you hear women say, I'm not competing with nobody. I know my value at work. I ain't competing. But listen, it's a competition, ladies. So men who date multiple women because it's competition to see. I have to do this research on people. So you mean to tell me that a researcher is only going to research one specimen at a time, or do they research multiple people? You get what I'm saying? But what women do is because they're not serial daters or they can't date multiple people, they want to hold their perspective on men. Just because you can't date multiple people don't mean men can. Because women are trying to justify that. Well, how can you date different people? You don't even know who you're going to like. You giving up time, all these different. Hey, listen, that's not for you to figure out. You got to do what you got to do. This brother's doing his research for whatever he needs. The problem is women need to set their boundaries, okay, and stick to them. I always teach my own daughter this. I say, hey, you want to date people? Don't get into this mindset of, I'm only going to do this. I'm not going to do that because I'm not a wife. I tell my daughter, you be the best woman that you are. You always be who you are. You set your boundary. You show the person who you are. And when you had enough that they not showing you where you are, you move on. Don't get into this. I'm not doing this because I'm not a wife and all that. I'm not doing wifely duties because all that BS. I tell my daughter, learn to set your boundaries. That's for you, not me. You be who you will. Because when you start being binary and all the stuff women talk about, I'll do this for the right man. I'll be this for the all this stuff. No, it don't work like that. Be who you are. Set your boundary and say, this is my timeline of me showing you who I am. And when that boundary is met up, release and remove and move on. That's what it all is. But ladies, it's a competition. It has to be. There's 30 to 1 out here. Everybody's running around here bragging about their college degrees, their sororities, their house, their 6-figure jobs, all this stuff. Okay, lady, it's 30 of them like you. Now I got to decipher through all 30 of these great women because everybody's great. On the internet, everybody's perfect.
Everybody's
so
a
why
10.
I can't go through my research and find out what's great for me? Because you selling me this and I got 30 other women selling me. Oh, I'm a doctor. I got a house. I got no kids. I got 2 kids. I got 3 baby daddies. I got this. I got 5 businesses. I got to decipher through all that. What makes you so great? See, this is the real conversation of these levels of dating. But this is why women, they cop out. I don't want to compete. I'm not competing for nobody. If a man can't see my value, I keep telling these women, your value in your head and what your value is not what everybody's buying.
You know,
if you
another
say you're selling your house for $500,000, but the only buyer showing up said they're going to pay $420,000. It's only 2 things that can happen. Either you're going to not sell the house, or you're going to drop the price, and you're going to get the seller that's buying. That's just what it is. Let's be real, ladies. I'm bringing up the volcano. Let's go.
And you know, another thing in these relationships, though, Bishop, is people think that you're supposed to be happy 100% of the time, you know. And the very second that a woman get miserable in a relationship, you know, you got these other women talking about, Gary, you ain't got to put up with that, you know. But I saw a video of this sister about a week ago. She said a brother came up to her, hollering at her, and asked her was she married. She said, yeah, I'm married. He said, but are you happy? She said, no, I'm not happy right now. But what makes that think you still got a chance? See, because you're not going to be happy 100% of the time. You got to learn to be unhappy and to deal with that. Because if you're in a relationship, it's for better or for worse. You know, you deal with it because you're not perfect, and that other person ain't gonna be perfect, and you're not gonna be happy 100% of the time. So you got to learn to live through the unhappiness to get to that happy point.
General, did you forget what type of modern women we talking to out here? They're perfect. Everything is
No, they not. But the difference is men, we guard our heart.
That's where accountability. That's where accountability comes in, and actually understanding what your position is and what it is you need and what you want. I saw in the comments somebody said, ask these questions to a man who has the leverage, right? So I want to know going in, let's have these hard conversations. And when I said the 21 questions at dinner, I didn't mean that actuality. Having these conversations when you're getting to know a person on the telephone, when you're getting to know a person when you typing, whichever, you gonna know from those conversations if you guys have a kinetic energy, if you guys are on a line. Because yeah, you're gonna have that false facade at first. You ask those questions, hey, what are you looking for? But I learned not to even give that. I'm not going to tell you, I'm not going to goat you into what you going to make yourself out to be. I'm not going to sit there and tell you what I want, because of course you're going to portray yourself to be the perfect man and the most awesome person until that facade gets dropped and you get comfortable and then you see who the person you're really dealing with. So being comfortable and understanding to have those conversations. And it's not about being perfect. Nobody is perfect. You got to be real with yourself, though. You got to be real with yourself. Flawed and all. This is me. I'm not makeup beauty 97% of the time. And anybody that knows me knows I'm on my grind. I work 4 jobs. I do what I have to do. But that's for me. That's not an accolade that I present when a man says, what do you bring to the table? And or when you're trying to get to know a person. I say I'm a busy woman. My time is limited. Profession, this is what I do. But anything that I've accomplished, anything that I have, that's not on the table for discussion as if it's a bartering, as if that's something that's going to make me look better. Like you said, John, it is a competition. There are women with degrees. There are women who are well off, very successful, beautiful Black queens. And I still will put my bid in that race. It has nothing to do with the level financially or anything. It's if you are aligned with that person. When you are in this competition, right? You just gonna see if you vibe with that person and you gonna weed them off. And that's men and females. Not to say that the man is the only one with several people they're dating. Yes, open dating does not mean sexually active with each person that you're dating. Openly dating is you're getting to know the person. You having these conversations. Okay, cool. Check you off my list. It was nice getting to know you, but I don't think we vibing. Next, okay. So what's up with you? All right, we having real good conversations. We're really casual. We really connecting on all these things. Okay, let's see where this goes. Okay, next step, as you've gotten to know the person, let's go on a date. Let me see, like you said, if that energy is there. I want to see your table etiquette. I want to see if I can actually be in person with you and not feel like I'm embarrassed. I don't feel good. Let's sit in the back. You know what I mean? I want to be able to see, are you that person that you wrote about? Because your energy, your vibe is going to tell everything when you're in person when you're in person. So you can make yourself out to be anybody you want and paint this perfect picture of who you are. No makeup, no nothing. Hey, how you doing? Hey, let's FaceTime. What's up? It doesn't matter because who I am is not this exterior. My authentic self and who I am in here is an amazing person, irregardless of what I've accomplished or anything like that. Yes, that is a bonus because you want to be equally yoked and balanced. I don't want to be, we're not going to ever be equal. You are a man. There's some things that I will never be able to do as a man, physically, mentally, emotionally. Y'all take on so much, especially our Black men. You take on so much day in and day out. I would never want to take on them burdens for myself. And I have 2 young men who I'm raising, and I cannot even empathize with my boys on some things because I am a woman raising men. So I have role models for them. I have male mentors for them for those things and those challenges. So as a man, no, I don't want to be perfect because I'm going to show you I'm flawed and I'm going to see if you can handle me at my worst, because we're not going to always be equally yoked. We're not going to always be performing at our best. That 80-20 is real. It's real. And you got to know you got a woman on your side and or a man on your side when you are not performing at your best, that they're going to be able to build you up. Now, when you dating a person, hey, yo, get up and go is on you. See you when I see you. Okay, we cool. You understand I'm a busy person. You too. I want a self-sufficient man. You don't have to have all the money. I want a man that I know that you getting up and going just like me because you're going to respect my hustle because you a hustler too. That's evenly yoked.
What about
So it's not about perfection.
You can close the show after that, man.
Mic drop.
Drop the mic. Let's go home. You about to dilute the show after that one.
What about just being a good person? Did everybody forget about that?
Inside, like who you are inside is what you exude.
I'm with you.
Regardless of the facade of what you typing or what you saying to a person, who you are is what you're going to exude outward. That's going to show you.
But what I'm saying is, what about just being a good person? So many people are trying to be in these titles and, hold themselves to a certain standard of whatever society said. What about just being a good human being? Treat people how you want to be treated.
Everybody's not a good person, though.
I gotta say this. Hold on. We got to draw the line here. Women are the one who are driving this, okay? I don't see too many men out here rushing to be in a relationship. Women are the ones who like, let's be exclusive. I want you to be my man, especially if you intimate with them. Oh, they won't now. We didn't cross that line now. You my man.
You just said that that's what you want anyway. So why are you upset now that she gave it up?
I'm not upset. I'm saying you said we are jumping into these titles. Women want these titles. That's not men.
I'm not talking about just relationships.
But that's a ladies thing. The ladies are the ones that's doing that.
Titles. I'm also talking about this alpha beta thing, right? Because everybody keeps the way. If somebody just came in on this conversation and heard y'all talking about alpha and beta, they would think that you're trying to prove like an alpha man is better than a beta man. And what I'm saying is, what happened to just being a good person, a good human being, treating people the way you want to be treated? None of the games, none of the manipulation, none of this trying to get the draws or whatever else, just being a good human being.
Why is that?
You can be good and still get the draws.
There's no game, Shantae. I'm telling the women out there what men want.
Really, I need you to tell the men what the men need to do.
Men,
how about that? Because everybody wants to
say, Shantae, because whether they want to admit it or not, they have an intention too. When they say, I'm not dating with intention, your intention is to get them draws, right? Okay.
Automatic.
So
we didn't already admitted that. So what are you talking about? We already admitted that.
It's the 90-day rule, right? She gonna make you wait 90 days. He gonna be the best man ever for them 90 days. And when he succeeds in getting them, he either is going to say, wow, I really got to know this person in this 90 days and I really value the person this is. And so that intimacy, if you have that connection when you intimate, they'll say, okay, yeah. But some men is thinking like, I'm going to get these draws in 90 days and I ain't never going to talk to this again. Like
we do not subscribe to Steve Harvey's betaism on this.
Yeah. I don't subscribe to it. I don't subscribe to it. I'm giving it as an example. Don't subscribe to it. Don't get me wrong. I didn't say me.
I gotta let all the ladies out there understand. Okay, if a man wants you for sex, if that's all it is, okay, ladies, let me give y'all some free game. It doesn't matter if he waits 30 days, 90 days, 1 year. If that's his goal and he's financially able to succeed, he will go that distance for just that, if that's what he wants. So don't put these barriers like, in 90 days. I'm just telling you. I'm telling y'all.
But can he be
honest? Who had to wait for 90 days, man?
Can you be honest and say that's what I want?
Yeah,
90 days.
That's the point. Can you be honest and be like, hey, listen, I know I'm taking you out to dinner, but I really like to get the drawers after this.
Listen, Shantae, I'm helping you for all of the betas out there.
I'm good.
I need to know. I'm telling you. I'm giving you ladies free game out here. Men date women for sex. Whenever that time happened, that's why they dated. I'm telling you. Don't sit here and say, I'm waiting for it. Ladies, I'm giving you the game. I'm helping y'all right now.
Rocky,
don't sit here and go out another day thinking, he's taking me to SDK.
Rocky, please.
Hey, John, I listened for a while, bro. And I think my approach now is probably like Sesame Street to this dating game, right? I was a grizzly, bro. Like I was hella aggressive. Going after sex, it only set me up for a lot of chaos. My life is not aligned for that. I can't afford to have that in my lifestyle. And you know what I do, right? So that can create a lot of problem for me because it's my jacket. It's my only jacket of how I dealt with women in the past. So when I would date, because I don't date anymore, y'all can take that however you want to. But I would date to see if I can handle her mental capacity. I can't handle a crazy woman. I can't do that. And everybody is at my age. Everybody coming with some crazy, bro. Everybody. I'm 45 years old. If I'm dating a woman at 45, if I'm dating a woman at 45, she coming with some crazy. And I don't want her crazy to drive me crazy. You understand what I'm saying?
I cannot have you do that to my black women out there, Chucky. They are not crazy at 45.
I listen to y'all. Let me finish. We all crazy, John. We ain't finna get away from that, John. We all crazy. You got to deal with my crazy too. I need to be able to introduce her to me so she can see if she can handle me while I'm trying to learn her. And if I take her draws and I give her what's in my draws, we just distorted everything. Now our crazies is bound to clash. And who knows what can come from that? My life don't fit. I can't do that now, right? So in dating, let me see. Let me finish, General. Go ahead. General, when you finish, just go to my Facebook, add me as a General. Listen to me, bro. Go to my Facebook, add me as a friend, and then you can pick from that because I don't want none of it no more. So all I'm saying is, and Joey, let them know what time it is with me. I'm not that cat, bro. I'm a different kind of monster when it comes to women. I've had my pick. I'm not taking that no more. Going after the underwear is easy. That takes no work. My mother taught me how to get that. My mother said by accident, stop pushing these women to their limits because they all got a breaking point. Once I learned that, and she wasn't telling me to get them, she was telling me what not to do. And it worked like nothing, but nothing worked better than to push a woman to this place where she was gonna break. That's easy. But learning if you can deal with how, when she get out of control, how to help her to manage her levers. If you can see when she go wrong and you can't bring her back, that's the woman I don't need. I can't have that in my space because it'll mess up my lifestyle. I'm thinking about me and hanging out and dating. I don't care about what she got to bring. I ain't talking about nothing at no table, none of that. Let me see where you are mentally. How do you see you? How do you feel about you? Let me see how other people done hurt you and how you finna try to transfer that on me. Because if you're gonna give me a whole bunch of that, I'm out of there. I'm gone before you can even blink. Check, please. And I'm gone. Ain't no follow-up calls, ain't no inboxes, none of that. The draws, if men still going after the draws, they missed something in their 20s and their 30s, man. They missed it, and if they still going after it. At 40, where I'm at 45, man, that's the last thing on my mind is trying to have sex with a woman, brother.
That's all I was going to tell you.
Chucky, I got 45. One question for you, Chucky. One question for you,
Go ahead,
Chucky.
John.
Are you waiting to have sex until you get married? So are you going to get married and then have sex, Chucky?
No, I never said that. I never said that. But hold on, John, listen. Hold up. You said but you see, now you're trying to play on words and you sound like a beta. You sound like a beta. Let me come and get it.
I'm asking you a true question. I just want to know, are you one of the brothers who say,
let me finish. I know this your show.
I get married?
This your show. You asked me, now let me answer. You say men going after that. I'm not a man going after that. I can bypass that. And I don't, that's the last thing on my to-do list. But I can't promise you I'm gonna wait till I'm married. No, so I can't do that.
What I said was, so we could be clear, because the community is always trying to, this is what I said. Men date women to have sex. That is true. That might not be the top part.
No.
Okay.
Well,
we have a different agreement. We agree. We can disagree.
That don't mean that it's priority. It can happen. It's not at the top of the list.
It may not be priority for you. Okay.
Say that.
So then that's not all I was gonna say earlier is just like you was getting to is at 45 and you dating, the amount of crazy that you got to deal with a woman is all them other guys that put her through stuff before, she dropping it off on you. See,
now watch this, General.
Dealing with that craziness.
Now, General, watch what I learned about myself. I trained myself back in the day to be a professional side dude. in the 90s, I never wanted a woman who didn't have a man. I'm keeping it solid now. I'm pulling off my hat. Hey man, look, I'm on here trying to be. Hey, I'm on here being quiet. Joy been knowing me for over 30 years.
Drop it on the floor, Truckee. Hey, drop it on the floor.
General, I was a professional side dude. I did not want you unless you had a man, because I didn't want you to get attached to me. I knew if you had a man, you couldn't. John, I'm just telling the truth. We're keeping it real. Right? But watch this though, General. When it was time for me to get my woman, everything I had another woman doing with me, I thought my woman was doing to me. And we ended up breaking up because the damage I did to her, I did it to myself. But I couldn't see it because I was having a whole bunch of fun. See, we talking about a lot of stuff, and what we're not really talking about is the psycho and the mental part of dating. Bro, we done messed each other up so much that if you still going after the little stuff, sex is small, man. Look, y'all excuse me, but this is what I find to be intimate. If you want to get me off, you want me to climax, let's have a conversation that's going to stimulate my mind. Make me walk away and talk about you like we had sex. That's stimulating to me. Not me laying down with you, man. That's weak, man. That's weak. Do your homework on me. I know I'm talking big, but I walked this walk and I walked it hard. I'm done with all of that. There's no glory in that. There's no benefit. The only benefit is something for yourself, and it's very damaging to yourself when you just handle people like that. Because when you finally decide to give somebody your heart, your ass gonna be in trouble.
So let's talk about that. Let's talk about intimacy, right? Because a lot of people associate intimacy with just sex, and there are 8 different types of intimacy. Yes. You know, there is physical, which is not sex. That's just holding hands, hugging, kissing, whatever, just being affectionate. There's emotional intimacy, intellectual intimacy. I think people need to get to learn people in other ways. And yes, you may say like, oh, men want sex or whatever. It could be part of many things that they want. It's not the only thing that they want. And that's what I'm hoping that you're trying to convey, Mr. Bishop.
I'm listening. I just want to say this, because I see Trina in the chat. Okay, men don't want to date you. You want to be sex. A lot of these women say this. So why y'all playing with the roses? Why is the rose the #1 sold toy in America if it ain't about sex? Ladies, I got another question for the ladies. Okay, I want to ask the ladies this. Since you asking me about intimacy and all of this, as a man, if the emotional threshold is after intimacy, sexual intimacy, how do I get to know you're crazy if I never crossed that sexual threshold?
Yeah, bro, it's so many ways to learn that. It's so many ways to learn.
No, hold on. I'm not talking about that. I'm saying a woman's emotions is not going to be displayed to a man until after sexual intercourse.
That's not true.
John, don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. John, don't sit on there. Don't sit on here and say you really not paying attention to women, brother.
It's a whole different type of emotions that come behind that. I get it.
And you don't want to find that one out.
You can have different
bipolar,
different things. I get that.
After sex is nuclear. Before sex, you're shooting. But after sex, you're dropping bombs like Hiroshima. You don't want that. You don't want to find that.
Then that just goes all back to what's your intention for dating, right? Because everybody has an intention, whether it's for sex, whether it's for marriage, whether it's just to make new friends, whatever. Like everybody has an intention, and it's different for everybody. You can't make a general statement that just men want sex and women just want to be emotional. Like it doesn't work that way.
So why is there so much infidelity in the Black community then? From men, women say, hold on, because y'all women say all these niggas. Hold on, this is what women say. All these
people are being honest. They're not being honest with their partners because they're not being honest with themselves. They don't even know who they are, and they're trying to mold people into something that they think that the person should be, but you don't even know what you want. So that's where the infidelity comes in.
I'm sitting here and I'm trying to help the women out there, and I'm telling you, this is.
Well, did you help the men?
I'm helping the men. There's 1,000 men texting me saying, "That's right, cook, bro. Let them know."
I was with you until you said y'all good. I'm with John. A lot of women don't know themselves. You get to asking
A
certain
lot of
things
men
women
don't
can't answer.
either.
Men,
Can I
engage
enter?
women.
Oh, sorry.
Let
sorry.
me finish. Men and gave women too much credit for being emotional.
So good.
Being emotional has been written off as her being expressive, and that's a complaint. That's a cry out. That's not knowing yourself. That's you having an issue with something that just rubbed you the wrong way. But to sit
I
down
want to
and
hear
actually,
Coach Key. I want to hear
Okay.
Coach Key. She been quiet.
I've been real quiet because I just been kicking back. Everybody been dropping ages and game and all this stuff. But I just have to tell y'all, I'm 47 years old, right? I got invited by Naya, my girl. She was my old parent back in the day. But I've been married legitly for like 17 years, 10 toes down. And it has not been this rose petal, rose glass cover marriage. You understand me? My husband sat down for 4 years. I was totally celibate, didn't do nothing with nobody else. You feel me? No phone calls to another man, no nothing, because I was committed. So because I took time to know who Key was, I did my work. After me and my first daughter's dad, I got 4 daughters, 24, 16, 13, and 9. I cannot negate doing my own work and watching these babies, have my babies watch me go through the go through. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I had to know who I was as a woman. I'm strong, but I'm vulnerable. You understand me? I serve and I'm submissive because that's what I'm a believer, and that's what the word tells us to do as women. We have to know where our roles is and how we line it up and how we get it together, because some of us come into situations and we're thinking that it's going to be one way. My man went to jail on our wedding day. He got locked up like this. I could have been like, I'm out, I'm deuces, but I made a commitment. You understand what I'm saying? And a lot of people was like, why'd you stay with him? Why'd you do that? Blah, blah, blah. Misery love company. Because at the end of the day, I'm going to tell you, my daughter's 24 years old and she's only been with one person, and that's going to be her husband. Do you see what I'm saying? Because I'm building a foundation, I'm building a platform. It might not work for everybody else, but it's worked for me because my children have only seen me with one, well, my oldest daughter, 2 people. I spent 7 years by myself to know who I was as a woman. And Bishop, you was talking about men dating. I was at one. I could pick and choose, and I'm not even playing with you because I was a little finer back in the day. You understand me? But I was dating several men to the point where when I met my husband, we're forgetting something. We got to be friends. What happened to us being friends and having fun and kicking it and going singing karaoke? And I don't play pool, but I love to go to the clubs and just hanging out and be in community and getting back to going to the parks and just kicking it and being vibing with one another on a whole, not even, oh, I want to know how many houses you got and what you doing and stocks and cars and all that other stuff. I want a friend. I needed a friend back then. You see me? I needed a friend because I'm from the hood. And when I went to Sac State, I was meeting all these dudes. They would take me out for dates, because I was multi-dating. And they would be like, ooh, you're a little rough around the edges. You're a little this and that. And I'm like, okay, I understand. That wasn't the one for me. Because in order to love somebody, you got to understand where they've been. It's not rose-colored glasses out here. Things are going to happen. But I had to jump in because I'm like, I'm not even sure why I'm here because I ain't dated in so long. I've been out the game. I ain't had nobody DM me since Facebook jumped off. But I guess I'm just here to bring a bit of clarity for when I was out there dating. No, be real, stay true, forgive, and love, and have fun. And remember, all of us have kids attached to what we're doing. So we're role models. So if we're out here dating and doing this and doing that, they're going to watch and see what we do. So we just want to, for me personally, I'm just getting so much good stuff from y'all. This is a good conversation because it's going to break down barriers. We got to be real and be authentic. So
Coach Key, can I ask you a
Coach
question?
Key, you are here. Hold on one second, Shante. Coach Key, you are here for a reason. It's not about the relationship status. These conversations about real conversations from people, experiences, everything, right?
Okay.
But you have a valid voice in this, and I want you to be a part of it because you give a different perspective.
Okay.
But I have to say a couple things before I give it to you, Shante, because I see Nicole trying to come for me, and I'm gonna stick to my word because she wanted to challenge me about this. Okay, I keep telling her, women choose men. Men pursue women, but women choose. Everything is a woman's choice. When we talk about sex, dating, kisses, whatever, None of that happened without a woman's choice. So who has the power? Because if it was my choice, they wouldn't like my choice if it's my choice. So what I'm saying is women have to embrace that and stop playing this, oh, well, the Bible says, yes, a man should seek, pursue, however you want to put it, the woman, but the woman chooses. See, I was raised by a smart woman. My mama told me, son, if you ever think you choose the woman, you lost already. A woman chooses a man. So women can say whatever they want to say, however the Bible says this. You are the one who choose. The pursuer is the one that's out there trying to get you to show you this and this, but you make that choice. So if you make that choice, you have the power. See, this is why I tell women be careful about women rights and women power and all this stuff. But when it's time to receive and claim the power, and everybody will say, no, a man chooses me. Well, that's not true, boo-boo. Women choose men. That's just what it is. Men seek women. Yeah, we seek the woman that we think we want, but the woman makes that choice. I want the women out there to get that. Maybe y'all got to process it and unlearn it. Maybe it's some triggers and traumas. That's what it is. And they want to push back on me on this. I'm just being real. A woman chooses. This is why the dynamics is so unbalanced, because everything is really about y'all when it comes to this dating. And they say, oh, no, it's men. Okay, listen, when I court you or I date you, whatever y'all want to call the levels, you as a woman, most women expect a man open their doors, take care of the bills, do all of these things. This is what women are asking. It's all about you. I ask the question all the time. What do men get? You want them to do all of this stuff. We got to get on our knees. We got to get on our knees and beg you to accept us as your husband. We got to help you through all of these processes. That's all about you. The wedding day, everything is about you. What do a man get?
So, Coach Key, I just want to ask you, you talked about being submissive. Can you explain, like, what got you to the point to be okay with being submissive? Because some people think you're just automatically supposed to be submissive because you're a woman. So could you kind of explain what made you comfortable to do that?
Yeah, what made me
think you say that, Coach Key, because I know where she's going with this.
What happened?
A woman is submissive. Either she is or she's not. That's just what it is. Okay, these women out here that's playing this game, this binary game, I will submit for the right woman, for the right man and all that, is BS. Either you are submissive or you not.
Adam, y'all walk outside.
And I think a lot of times they get caught up on them titles again because, see, the word submissive, they mix it up with that word subservient. Okay, nobody asked you to be subservient, but there's a difference with being a submissive woman to your man, and you don't have to be subservient. See, that's a big difference. See, but I got a question though to pick it back off what Coach Key was saying when she was younger and was dating and dated multiple, and then Truckee when he was younger and he had all these women as a side man. Now, I just want to know, are you that way now because you ain't looking for sex because you ain't able to no more? Like you was when you were younger? Because like Chris Rock said, you know, a man's only as faithful as his options. So maybe you ain't got as many options now because you can't do it like you used to. Let me know, Mr. Truckee.
I don't know, but go ahead, Coach Key. I want to get you in there. Go ahead.
Oh my gosh, I'm so weak. So to answer your question, Ashante, what brought me to the level, because I was not submissive. I was a fighter. I was like, you ain't finna whoop, whoop, whoop. I was one of them. And it was very disrespectful. And when I looked into my husband's eyes and he was like, Key, you got to stop getting at me like that. And I'm like, what you mean? Because I had never had nobody, I want to say check me, but I never had nobody really check me and tell me like, that's not okay. And then me and my husband started going to church. And then I started being around other married women. My pastor is a woman. So in learning, because I didn't grow up in a patriarchal household, I grew up with all women. So I grew up around strength, women getting it done, whoop, 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 and I could do it. So that was just natural in me because that's what I was raised around. But then when I seen the hurt it was causing my husband, and then when I seen how it was starting to breathe through my babies, like it just, all I could really say, Shantae, it was nothing but God. It was nothing but God and me being submissive to the Holy One, the Spirit, right? And then that's when all of it started happening, because I'm not like that no more. I truly have turned all that around, and I only can give God the glory for that. So that's how I got to that point.
Would you say like your husband provided like a safe environment for you to even consider?
No, not at all. I'm just gonna keep it real, Shantae. He did not provide a safe environment. We are from the same neighborhood, but he was vulnerable.
I'm not talking about like the neighborhood. I'm talking about just like in having discussions and being able to talk to each other about any and everything. Like,
okay,
trying to connect.
Yeah, so,
hold on, Coach Keys. I want to ask you a question.
uh-huh.
Shantae, are you a submissive woman?
I am.
Hell no.
Hold
Hell no.
on.
But I will say this. I will
I
say
want to hear
this.
the what?
I will say this. I agree with the general earlier saying there's a difference between, being submissive and subservient, right? Because I feel like with me and my boyfriend, we provide a safe environment for each other that we can both be vulnerable and have those tough or more challenging conversations and talk about just about anything. He's my best friend, and I'm his.
Good for you,
So what
Shantae.
I'm saying is that for me made it a healthy relationship. And I'm not going off of, oh, I'm just supposed to be submissive because that's what the Bible says. I am a helpmate to my man, just as he is a helpmate for me too.
That's
And
good
even with like, I think it was Chris Rock and he's his stand-up tambourine. You got to learn when to play the tambourine. Sometimes you're not going to be in the forefront all the time. Do you support each other? That's my point.
Shantae,
John.
men are not helpmates.
Oh my God.
Men are developers and women are multipliers.
So you're never going to be of service to your wife. Is that what you're saying?
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is men are developers. Men are supposed to develop the women that they with. They're supposed to teach them. They're supposed to lead them. They're supposed to protect them. They're supposed to provide for them. That's what men are supposed to do. A woman is a helpmate because she's a multiplier. She brings life. She brings anything that she touches with her developer to make it multiply.
Okay, so we're disagreeing on verbiage because we're saying the same thing.
That you need to understand, because this is what independent women are saying. I need a man to help me and all this. That's not his role. So when women make these mistakes, this is why we have to correct them, because that's the problem.
So we're using the word help versus support.
A man is a
verbiage, so we're all on the same page.
I'm helping you. You are a multiplier. You are a helpmate. The man that you are committed to should be the developer. He should teach you. He should protect you. He should provide for you. He should lead you. That's his job. So you have to understand it. The help of each other and how it plays out is how it plays out, but you have to understand that.
Thank you.
However it plays out, but you have to understand it, because this is a problem that women have across this country. So when you hear women say like, oh, I can't mess with a man that's not equally yoked. I can't mess with a man here or there. I can't do all of this stuff. If a man don't have his stuff together, I can't do this, right? Because she's in the mindset of he's supposed to be the helpmate. And that's not what it's supposed to be. You as the multiplier, it shouldn't matter where he is. If you have that connection and you there, is to let him develop and you are to multiply. That's why you hear some of these women on there that's like, I don't care if my man worked for McDonald's. When I get with him and he get with me, I'm a multiplier. He gonna have 10 McDonald's franchises. This is why they make those statements, because they understand their role. You have to understand that role. Are you forever going to be like, oh, he's my helpmate? He's my help? No, so you're the helpmate. You're the multiplier. He's the developer. So he should be developing whatever it is y'all got going on for you to multiply.
Whatever he brings to you, you multiply it. Just like if he bring his seed to you, you bring him a baby. He bring that money home. You take care of the dinner and everything else, and where them bills are taken care of and all that. Whatever he brings to you, you multiply what he brings to you. You the multiplier.
And that's really good teaching, y'all. Thank you for that, because as you were saying, helpmate, I was like, my husband does help. He's the reason why I'm even able to thrive today. But when Bishop said he's a developer, because he developed me, he encourages me. He says, Key, you can do it. You can do X, Y, and Z. And then I'm over here doing the same for him. And then he'll bring me something. And then, it's amazing what God has done in both of our lives all these years. So how you put that, Bishop, and what you just taught us, I hope people had their notebooks out because that's game 101. But Brother Truckee, I got to salute you for changing your wicked ways, bro. Huh?
Hey, Key, you know, a lot of people talk like they did big things.
Mm-hmm.
I did a lot of stuff, and I thank God I'm able to even still be here. And I'm grateful for the opportunity that he put me in the life of young men and young girls, right? To be able to help build their esteem, because I went after young girls. I went after girls who that didn't have a father. I went after the girl who had the strong father. I wanted the one who was overbearing so that I can give her my ear and take her from her father. I'm talking about at 15 and 16. Listening was my best tool, right? Like, I was a complete monster out here. Now, the only thing I didn't do was be abusive. I didn't do none of that. I wasn't no aggressive domestic kind of cat, but I was a strong manipulator. And when I said, man, John, if I could tell you, John, you would cut my computer off. But it's important. It's important to understand, man, we need to stop putting people in boxes, because I don't fit in a box. The way I live my life, it was spontaneous. I never gave into no, and I seen somebody put in, I'm a beta. Loan me your girlfriend for 2 hours just to sit and talk, and she always want to talk to me. I don't know if that's alpha or beta, but if my hand can, like the way that I maneuver, I can get her straight up. And we need to be careful with that, because we can lose good people putting people in boxes. That's all
we're
I'm
going
saying.
to have to put you in the box anyway, man. You said you were going after 15, 16-year-old girls. We're going to have to box you up right now.
Stop it. We don't.
Hey, General.
At 15, when he was 15, General.
When he was 15. I thought he
General,
said he went
now
after
you
them
sound like a
15,
hater,
16.
General. I was giving you some credit. Now, if you think I'm going to come around, he took a shot, John. He took a shot. But General is somebody who said he cleaned up a crackhead, so he got some issues within his dang self.
Hold on, y'all stop.
Yeah.
I don't want to lose.
No, I didn't tell you I cleaned up a crackhead.
Don't come for me.
You had a crackhead.
I ain't never did that.
She had a crackhead.
Hold on.
I got me beat. So let's keep it straight now. I just want a clarification, brother. That's all. I got it now.
Hold on, y'all, because I got to bring this back, because I want to address something. And Truckee, I want
to
congratulate you. Truckee, I'm glad that you brought it like that, and I'm glad the way you said it, because we have a problem in our community, and I want to address this. Okay, I'm going to put this comment back up here, because this is the same thing about last night, and this is what I want to help change the narrative in our community. I want to say this: Black women, listen. Black males, listen. Last night, a question was asked by Nicole to the brothers about, what does femininity look like to you? And I'm going to be honest with you. I was very disappointed, because none of our brothers could articulate what that looked like. And not being able to articulate that, the first thing that the brother was able to say, General Truckee and Mark, the brothers here, was, well, men are feminine too. I want to say this. So I had to stop the brother. I said, hold on, brother. Let me hold you accountable right now. The question was, what is your definition of femininity from your perspective? He decided he want to go to men are feminine and all of this other stuff. We have to be careful. And I'm going to say this, because I see this question from Miss Shaw out there and a lot of these women last night. We have to be careful when we hear different perspectives or we don't have understandings. We have to get out of this behavior of when a man, because a lot of these women out here, Coach Key, they always want to say men don't communicate. Men don't want to open up. Men don't want to be vulnerable. They don't want to be transparent. And the behavior of these women last night, what I'm seeing in the comments is the same thing. Because you don't understand my perspective, or maybe you don't agree with me, stop with this, oh, who hurt you? Oh, you're angry because you're doing the same thing that you say Black people do to Black women. Y'all got to stop that. If you don't agree with me or you don't understand, that's okay. If you want to push back and have a different perspective, it's okay. But stop shunning men because they express themselves or they have a different perspective or a different understanding that you don't know, that, oh, he's angry. Somebody hurt him. No, it's a conversation. Be able to articulate your pushback. Be able to articulate what you said. We got to get out of this, because what you do, and this is why I get upset with women, because we always talking about men being vulnerable, men being open to speak up. And this is why I tell women, once men open up, be careful of what you hear and how you use it, because you could weaponize a man and shut him down forever. See, because a lot of these women, they take what they heard from a man, all of his vulnerability, and then the first time they get mad at him, oh, you old soft ass man, you said this. You get what I'm saying? Now you get nothing from the man. So ladies, be careful. It's okay to have a different perspective. It's okay if you don't agree with me, but stop going to, oh, he's angry or somebody hurt him, because y'all don't want men to do that to y'all. Be careful, ladies, because this is what's going on in our community. This is why men are not coming to these platforms. This is why men are not engaging in these conversations. And y'all wonder why men don't speak, because it's the behavior. And it comes from the insecurity of women. And then it also comes from the combativeness. And then y'all wonder why men don't like a lot of these women. They talked about masculinity. Remember, ladies, we see it. We step away from women who are working in their masculinity. And that's about dominance. Okay? Masculinity in women comes out in dominance. When you're trying to dominate the conversation, when you're trying to dominate the narrative, when you're trying to dominate the bedroom, when you're trying to dominate everything, that's the masculinity that comes out, and that turns men off. Facts. If I'm lying, fellas, say something. But this is what Facts. It is. When I say women, stay out of your masculinity energy. Stay in your femininity. Stay in your submissiveness. Stay in your openness. Because when you step into masculinity, these comments come out. You're dominating. Real men don't want to be dominated by the woman that he say he loves. Learn your position, queens. That's all I got to say about that.
Let me just piggyback off what you said. Hold on. Let me piggyback off what you said. Like you said, when you open up to a woman, right? You being honest. It's the honesty that we misconstrue and come on and try to lean on to our own understanding. Well, you said this, but what I heard was what our emotions attached to when you're being completely transparent, the emotions attached to just one key part. And in some women, I was guilty of this, and I've unlearned a lot of things. But you attach to the highlights, right? You can give me a full statement. You attach to the highlights and you feed off of that, negating what the purpose is. You can be open and honest and say, this is what I'm looking for. This is what I want. Okay. And this is pre-unlearned traditional thinking. Okay, I heard you. But once, and like you said, intimacy, physical intimacy brings out a different side. I am 2 feet in. I am not a serial dater. I can't, once I am intimate, I'm 2 feet in. Okay, well, let's renegotiate the contract. I'm ready for us to try to take it somewhere else. This is previous though. This is not me right now. And this is a newfound me just within the last couple months, y'all. I'm gonna be honest, okay? I had to unlearn some stuff. I had to sit by myself in my singleness. Let me be honest. I had to sit by myself. Dating, yes, going out, getting to know people. But I had to sit in my singleness before I was even ready to go out or have a conversation with somebody. And what I've been learning about me and what I'm unlearning of what my model behavior was, like we say, what our role models are, my parents, I will praise them to the day I'm gone. And even in heaven, 53 years of marriage is what I saw. However, when I started dating at 16, my parents had already been married almost 20 something years. So the model behavior I saw at that age was the foundation that was built through trials, tribulations, the good, the bad, the ugly, the wire, and the fire. And who my mother was when I started dating was a passive, submissive, non-combative woman. strong with her independence. My mother worked for the federal government for years and was able to retire. However, who I saw and who I modeled my relationships after was that. I just had to unlearn from Mark and John the binary mindset of me saying, I'll be submissive for the right one, because I've been submissive in every relationship, not just men and female, male and female, with friends. I am that person. I'm the go-to. I'm the what you need. I'm the caterer. I'm a nurturer by nature. So it's in me. And I am so full of my femininity, and I'm so proud, and I'm strong in it. It's my essence. But I say this, that when we are having these conversations and a man opens up, this is something I had to learn, to hear exactly what he's saying to you and not play on my emotions of what I want to dissect and what I want to hear. It's a difference, because when he's being open and honest with you and he tells you, hey, I'm not ready for that right now. Let's see how this works out. Let's see where this goes. Okay. And I'm open and I'm confident to have a conversation and say, well, my feelings are getting a little stronger and maybe I need to pull back at this time, or maybe we need to have that conversation to see where are we going with this. But I'm confident now to be able to say that. Being a people pleaser my whole entire life and not wanting to have those combative conversations because I feel that I'm going to lose the interest of this person, or the person I am is not going to be liked and wanted. That's okay. Because I'm finally comfortable with who Io is. I'm an amazing woman. And it's nothing about the exterior, nor any accomplishment or what I have. My heart, my genuine core, the content of my character is a great person. I applaud you for even bringing that up, Shantae. Being a good person has gotten me the relationships with so many influential people in so many doors, and people gravitate towards my light. So I hear twice and speak once. Because once you have that conversation with a person, they're going to show you if they've actually taken what you said and actually going to apply it. If not, then it's okay. You fly by. No worries. No ill will. You're a great person. You're just not my person.
I just want to say this because I got 5 phone calls today, okay? I'm going to tell you the age range, 45, 47, 50, 39. I had women today call me and say, John Henry, I just want to tell you, 30 years, 40 years of my life, I was wrong. I learned some stuff listening to what you talked to me about. I'm a different person. We got to unlearn some stuff. These are grown people, 45. Somebody told me 50, 48 years old. It took me 48 years. I lost trying to be masculine, trying to be into all these things when all I had to do was just submit and let a man lead. I said, wow, it took you 48 years to figure this out. I need you to come on my show so we can teach some of our young ladies out there so they don't have to go through this. This is what this is all about. But we're getting close to time. We'll go over a little bit over, but I know Truckee has something to say. I want to get Mark, the voice, the Reverend.
Mark,
I want to get him up there to say something, then Shantae, and then we're going to wrap this thing up and close out. And I know Charisma's taking notes. So Charisma, if you want to say something, jump in.
Hey, no, what I want to say, John, is, man, thank you for having this platform, right? Because what we haven't seen is people attacking one another because of how they view and see relationship. Now, you know, people in the comment going to do what they're going to do, and it's to be expected, right? But the panel, man, is cool. General, I appreciate your energy, and we need to do some work together. I really think we need to do some live stuff. But to just piggyback off of what all y'all just said, and here's this is what I believe. This is not truth, but this is what I believe. The friendship is missing in relationships. And when we get into a tough situation in a relationship, we find ourselves looking for what we should have built in the friendship. And we don't have it to learn how to fight. If we learn how to handle our differences in the friendship, by the time, do you know you don't even have to marry a woman when she gets to your woman? You don't have to marry her because you made her your woman. You can marry your best friend. You can go right like that. That's a glorified title to say that's my man or that's my woman. No, give me my best friend. I'm driving the tank, you throwing the grenade. or however that may have to go. You know what I'm saying? But that's what we have missed in the relationship, because I believe in my past, I didn't have some amazing women, but I never knew how to recover because I never took the time to be a friend. And right now, that's my focus. Let me fall in love with my friend. Let me gain that, man, and then I could take over the world like Pinky and the Brain. But before, you know, it was just cutthroat. Two people going together, sitting on the side of the room. House hot, don't nobody know how to turn the thermostat down. For what?
And here
now we hate each other.
And here come these women with all of this stuff about, I can't take it today. I'm not going to do it, ladies.
John, I love you, brother.
I love you too, brother. All I'm going to say is this, ladies. If you're submissive, you're submissive. If you're not, you're not. Find your femininity. Find your inner peace. Be that before you engage with the men. We don't want hard women. We want soft, feminine women, nurturing women, women who are multipliers. Submission is not hard. That's in you. Submission is trust. I can't lead if you're not willing to follow. That takes a lot of trust. Women talk about love, but they don't trust. I don't understand it. How could you love if you don't trust? Because all I hear from women is, I don't trust these dudes. I don't trust. So how could you say you love if you don't trust? So the real question is, we have to trust before we love. And if trust is tied to submission, come on, y'all. I'm gonna start cooking here. Now I'm not gonna go deep. Let me pass it to my brother Mark. I don't want to leave it like that, Mark. Go ahead, Mark. Jump in there.
Well, again, I'm so glad everybody has contributed, and I really do appreciate all the perspectives. We're in a very unnatural state right now as a community. I kind of likened it to living behind enemy lines psychologically. The Western culture, when it comes to relationships, it uses titles and identifications as ways to divide and organize people to control them. And when it comes to just talking about relationships, it has us in a place right now. Men, we guard our hearts the same way women guard their vaginas. We're trying to protect ourselves from being vulnerable in a toxic culture. And for men, it is hard for us to be vulnerable because that side of us doesn't get celebrated. It gets attacked. And we don't want to be considered as weak, especially in our culture, because it's very competitive and we don't want to be dominated. And women, again, are by proxy having to become pseudo men in this unnatural environment, especially in our community, because they've been attacked. We as men have been systematically removed out through prison, drugs, economic warfare, psychological warfare. And so it's abrasive, but on the other hand, I have to salute our sisters because have stepped in the best way they could to fill the gap. And because most of us don't see our history beyond slavery, we think that women are being dominant or stepping in because they want to emasculate us as men, and that's not their desire. They're trying to buy us some time and give us some space to get our shit together. And a lot of us as men don't know what our purpose is, don't know what we're trying to do. So when we ask a woman to follow us or to submit, they can't do it in good faith because historically in the last 200 to 300 years, they haven't been able to look at us as providers, as protectors, as leaders. We have handfuls, we have pockets, and we have examples. So we as men have to own our part in it. But we also have to say to the ladies, like, y'all gonna have to understand you're not meant to be in the situation that you're in. And we appreciate you putting the weight of the community on your shoulders. But what you were meant to carry was meant to be carried on hips, not shoulders. And so we have to have a universal conscious reset and where we come to the table and renegotiate what relationships look like until we can get back in our right mind.
You done just lost me, Mark.
Hey, Mark. First thing these ladies got to do is learn what their power is first, okay? Ladies, figure out that, and then we can have a conversation.
It's in their femininity.
So to the fellas out there, to the ladies asking questions, to the men, we got a lot of mental health work we have to do. Okay, man, we need it. We also have to be able to be men and hold each other accountable. Because last night I'm trying to be holding a brother accountable, and I got women in here chiming in. Ladies, learn your position. Be disciplined. When a mother man is talking to another man, we don't need a sidekick in here. Relax, ladies. Stay out of it. Let the brothers hold each other accountable. Man, we got to get out of our egos. We got to understand where our power is. Our power is in our head, but we thinking with our penis, and we working off our ego. This is why we having so many problems. The identity crisis in our young brothers and men today is terrible. We got some work to do. It was on display last night. I'll say it again. We have a problem with leadership in our community. The passing of the torch, the righteous passage from the elder man to the younger man, we have a problem. I'll say it again right here. We had a 50-year-old man last night with his wife in the middle of an event decide he's going to get down as a man and start twerking in front of women and men. A grown man, 50 years old. And we got women over there cheering him on. Yeah. This is the kind of leadership that we got in our community. Fellas, we got to hold each other accountable. All this sipping,
shameful.
All this pandering, we got to stop it, fellas. All this kissing up, trying to do this beta, playing with emotions to make a woman choose and playing on them. We got to stop this stuff. We're diluting our community. We need men out here, solid men. And a lot of it has been the weak mindset because we, like you said, Mark, we've been broken down so much that a lot of these brothers just like, forget it. I don't even want to fight no more. That's the difference between the alpha male and a beta male. See, a beta male is going to quit. He's going to get defeated. You go anywhere, prison, anywhere. The alpha males will separate from the beta males real fast. You'll know. In leadership, you'll find alpha males and you'll find the beta males. They separate themselves real quick. And I know there's more beta males than it is alpha males because I listen to the women. Somebody told me something good last week, Truckee. The brother on the show, Mark, you remember he said, in Ghana, the brother didn't ask him how he was doing. He asked him
the children,
how the children is doing. Listen, fellas. Listen, ladies. Our communities are in trouble because if you're going to ask somebody how you doing, and his process is, don't ask me how you doing. How are the children doing? How is the community doing? Our community is failing. So we are in trouble. It is not okay what's going on in our community right now. It is not okay for a 50-year-old man to be twerking like a woman inside of a place publicly in front of other men and women. It's not okay. We got a problem. See, we've got so much into this betaism and this pandering and this simping that we're mimicking women because of our single family homes, because of the lack of leadership, because we don't have men who can stand on their square on what they believe in. See, when you become that man, you can take all of the smoke and the shots and you're not going to waver. But we got men who are not comfortable where they are, so they waver. So we got men on the phone, twisting their ears, having conversation. We got pillow talking. See, it's certain things that men say to men that we don't talk to women. There's too many women understanding man business. So that tell me we got a problem. There's no discipline. There's no accountability. We got some work to do, fellas. I'm very disappointed of what I seen last night. The pandering must stop. The simping must stop. This beta playing with emotions, it got to stop. I need some real men. Some men that's going to march. Some brothers like Truckee that's going to equip the younger men of our community with the tools that can understand respect, honor, character, integrity, who know they can stand on their square, even if other people is pulling against them, even if the opposition is saying no, no, no. Yeah, because last night, Truckee, there was a lot of people. Oh, they was on me, but they thought I was going to stop. No, I'm standing on my square. And I asked them, you don't like me. I'm not here. Oh, the perception. This is what they kept saying. No, the perception. Don't you want people to? No, I don't. I want people to communicate. I don't care what you think about me. Let's have a conversation. Be able to articulate your differences without trying to jump on the bandwagon to shun somebody because you're not able to articulate. We got work to do, community. Fellas, we got to have some more man talk, some more man meetings. Yeah. I am demanding my brothers out there that's listening. I see a couple of my brothers on there. We have these man groups. Let's stop talking about basketball and football. And let's stop talking about the clubs. And let's start talking about how can we be better men as men? How do we hold each other accountable? How do we lead properly? What does that look like? Let's stop sitting around encouraging the BS. We on the floor twerking and the other man is over there shouting and jumping around. Come on. When we catch men pillow talking, when we catch men doing this sipping behavior, let's hold them accountable, fellas. There's no tension. Just be accountable. We got some work to do. Okay, I called out the men. Ladies. Now, ladies, I'm not going to let y'all off the hook, ladies. Y'all got some work to do. Stay out of your domination, ladies. Understand. Stay out of your binary wells. Be a submissive woman is being a submissive woman all the time. That's who you are. Set your boundaries. Love. Take what a man is giving you. Be the multiplier. If you don't have a man who could develop you, that discernment should happen and you should remove yourself. If you're not growing, then you're not showing. I can tell these women last night are not growing. The men that they have around them are not developing them. I can listen to them. I hear them. A woman that's being developed and taught. Whoa. Did y'all hear Io early? Listen to Mark. Listen to what we're talking about. Not changing her, giving her a different perspective. And her willingness to open up and hear something different has propelled her into another plateau. I got women calling me who's just figuring these things out. It takes us all. It's work. It's work. It's work. It's work. It's not easy. When we talk about the levels of dating, do the research first. Get to know the person first. Build the friendship. Whatever it is, it's for you and that person. Ladies, stop asking for exclusivity and you out here publicly displaying everything. You want to be private in some situations, but publicly in others. Hold yourself. Have some discernment. Understand your role. With that being said, this is what we gonna do because we got to get out of here. We way over. My team tells me we got to get out of here. All right, before we leave, this is what I want to do. I want to give everybody an opportunity to give some parting words, some games, some sauce, maybe something you took from the day, and give back to the community, right? Because I know it's been some ups and downs in this conversation. But typically, before we leave, before I give the benediction today, I always want to give my panelists an opportunity to give something back to the community. From your perspective, what do you think? Give something to the ladies. Give something to the gentlemen. Give something to our young people. Truckee, we're going to start with you. Give something to the community, brother.
Hey, John, I'm going to just, so we can light that fire for men. I think we really need to figure out how to be able to create a space for men to be able to tap into their emotions. See, the thing that the hood taught the inner city man is to detach yourself from the emotion. We dealt with what comes from the emotion, which is anger and being mad, but we never embraced the feeling, right? And it's very unsafe out here for men. Let me just be honest, to really open up in that way. But I believe, man, when we can do that, one of the worst things I ever heard was, be a man to a kid, right? Like, I'm still trying to learn how to be a boy. Like, let me be a boy and you teach me how to be a better boy so I can be a better man. And I believe if we can ever create a space to where we can have them kind of conversations like how you was in that room and you was challenging men and the room bucked up against you because you went against the narrative. And the narrative is the game guide. The game guide laid out how this thing go. And when you start to grow and see you different, think about you different, think about people different, then they're going to have an issue with you climbing out the bucket. So we have to be able to create this space to where men can talk and learn some stuff about themselves and learn that they have some support. A lot of us didn't change to be in place to be helpful. Sometimes the strong love is not to put you down, it's to help build you up. Critiquing is not always a bad thing. So my thing is, you know, hey, we're gonna have to figure it out always with women, but I know we need to start figuring it out for us as men. We need a safe space. So let me know. I crossed the bridge. I know the toll $9 or something now. I'm gonna catch Bart. Somebody pick me up from Bart, and I'm gonna get over there, and we're gonna hang out. I want to meet the general. General, we got to do dinner.
The general down in Southern California, but we got to put something together. But I mean, we need to create this safe spaces because Truckee, you're right. We can no longer as men just go along to get along. It's happening too much in our community. Everybody just going along to get along or to be accepted. We got to change this. And again, I always say it on this platform, you have to connect before you correct. Ladies, listen to that. You have to connect before you correct. Connect with that person before you correct that person. That's real game. I've been giving y'all game all day. But see, sometimes when they don't like the bishop, they don't be listening. I don't hear the bishop. I'm giving y'all free game, ladies. You listen, you're better off out here. All right, with that being said.
Ladies, allow them to connect with you so the developer in him can correct the multiplier. They give you something to multiply. If they can't connect with you, they can't correct, right? So we're going to do the work ourselves, our inner selves. That way they can bring out that innermost femininity and we can multiply so many things and be fruitful together.
Well put, Io. There y'all go. There y'all have it, ladies. If y'all ladies want to listen to the ladies, listen to Io. All right. Charisma. What's up, Queen? What you gonna give to the people before we leave today? Or what you gonna give to the man today? I don't know. Which one is it?
What I'm gonna say is it's so easy. Like it's easy to date somebody now because everything is online. All you have to do is just open your phone. You have all these people go on a dating app, swipe right, swipe left, things like that. But it's so complicated now because it's just more than what we see or what somebody portrays themselves to be on the internet. You have to actually talk to the person, get to know them, understand who they are to realize and understand if you want to deal with them. So let's be more intentional about what we're doing out here. We call ourselves wanting to date these people, actually get to know these people, because it's not always safe to just step out with somebody just because they're willing to take you out. It's not worth it a lot of the time, more than not. So just understand and be very careful with your time because your time is valuable. You'll never get your time back. And just try to be more intentional what we're doing out here. And I love y'all and take care.
I love that. I like that. That was great. Well put, Charisma. That's why you always hear. Great to hear that from you in community. Listen up. Powerful stuff. All right. Now we're going to Shantae. Her husband, her boyfriend is the helpmate. Let me stop. Go ahead. I had to mess with you. Come on, smile, Queen. I was just giving you a hard time. Go ahead.
I apologize for using the wrong verbiage. I should not have said helpmate. Jesus. But what I will say, is it's advice for everyone. Work on being a good person. Work on yourself. You can go to church and therapy. Okay? It's okay. You don't have to choose one or the other. Two things can exist at the same time. Be your best self and know your intention. Why are you trying to go out here and date? What is the purpose? What do you want? And not only knowing what you want, being honest about what you want. If you meet somebody who's not meeting your standards, leave them alone. Don't try to mold them into something that they're not going to be. Even if you see potential in somebody, if they don't see it in themselves, you're wasting your time. So again, go to therapy, do the work on being your best, positive, happy self, and you will attract happy people in those good energies. Now, I do agree with Bishop 1000%. Practice your discernment because you are going to attract a lot. If you're a light, you're a light. But practice your discernment on who you choose to entertain. That's all I got to say. Thank you.
So, Shantae, did you learn something today? I just need to ask, did you learn something?
I learned not to use the word helpmate. No, but I do appreciate the gems. I think they were amazing. And I love the fact that you not only spoke to women, you also spoke to the men, because there are a lot of men coaches and men who only want to talk to women and only want to tell women what to do. So I appreciate the balance of both sides.
Thank you. Make sure you go in there and love on that man today, okay? He'll be like, "What's wrong? Go in there, just be feminine. Just get off, just go give some love today." Why'd you go? What's going on? You got off that podcast? You acting crazy. No, we gave him some free game. I hope that everything works out. Continue blessings to you all. Thank you for being here today as well. General, it's you next, brother. Give something to the people, General.
Man, I really enjoy every time I come here, man, and I always get something out of it. But yeah, Truckee, leave me your contact info, man. We hook up, man. I'll be back up in the Bay Area soon. I want to say that I don't want us to get caught up in labels, okay? People can say they're your man, people can say they're this and that, the woman and everything else, but people need to show you who they are. You know, Maya Angelou say when somebody show you who they are the first time, believe them. So they can tell you and speak with their mouth all day long. Action speaks a hell of a lot louder than words. And when it comes to this relationship game, especially within the Black community, I think what's being left out in this whole conversation is that we are reading this story in the middle of the book, see, and we making decisions and judgments about what's going on today, but we need to go back to the beginning, you know, because before the middle 60s, Black women and men stayed together, okay, better than any other group on this planet. Even through slavery and everything else, Jim Crow and everything else. It wasn't until the 60s and the civil rights movement, they seen how Black women and Black families came together against the power structure. They had to start putting things in place to social engineer us, to tear us apart, okay? And they've been doing it ever since, whether it was the welfare and telling you to get your man out of the house and then we'll help you, you know, but as long as you got a man and a strong family, we won't help you, or the feminist movement where they put Gloria Steinem and that woman to come with the feminist movement to come tell Black women, you don't need your Black man, okay? And it's been growing ever since. But see, now what you've seen for the last 50 to 60 years is the men that you're talking about today are the ones that grew up without that father around them, okay? So you can talk all you want, but these are the statistics. You ain't got to believe me. Just research what I say, you know, go back into it, find out. The prisons are filled now because we didn't have that father around, you know. And when it comes to the relationships, we were 80% intact families back then, you know, but since then, now we're 15 to 20%, you know, single parent homes. And that's mostly because women have divorced the men. Okay, so they ain't been the other way around. It ain't like the men just leave and everything else. Sometimes men did leave because the woman couldn't get no help and he couldn't get a job. Okay, but this whole dynamic and breaking down this Black family and Black relationships is, when you start thinking about it, add that into your judgment. You know, it's this social engineering that we got from the white oppressive supremacist society. So I just leave you with that.
Man, great stuff, General. Always great to hear you giving a different perspective. We appreciate you. Glad to have you back. Continue to keep cooking, brother. And we're looking forward to some more conversations. I know we got another relationship conversation until we end this month. But just thank you for being here, brother. Always appreciate your support. With that being said, next up, we got the voice, the Reverend, Brother Mark. Holla at the people today, King.
Oh, well, again, for the community, when we talk about dating and relationships, we have to, I think, really have a purpose for them. Right now, everybody seems to kind of be doing their own thing. It seems to be no real structure, rhyme, or reason for most people. And if anybody knows me, I'm a firm believer in raising the bar. And when I say bar, I'm always talking about beliefs, actions, and results. Our beliefs lead to our actions, and our actions get us our results. And if we are honest as a community, our results right now are trending in the wrong direction, and we need to do something about it. So that means we're going to have to change how we interact with each other, which goes back to how we think about each other. So we're going to have to really go through a mind washing. Living in America and Western civilization, relationships are much more controlled by materialism, and that has caused us to devalue each other. So that's why we can throw out all these arbitrary titles and reasons to keep ourselves divided, but we need each other. Men need women, women need men, and we can't afford not to figure out how to fix this. So let's come to the table, preparing to renegotiate relationships as a whole. We have to really look at why we're trying to do relationships the way we are, because a lot of the things that we are trying to do aren't even natural for us. and it's causing us to have a whole lot of problems psychologically and within the relationships in our community. So let's raise the bar. Let's renew our minds and get a healthier viewpoint and expectation for relationships. And like Sister Shantae say, let's just get back to the basics of being good human beings. Because if we can master ourselves, then all the outside influences trying to divide us and contaminate us can't keep control. So let's raise the bar to community.
Hey, powerful stuff, Mark. I know you got to get out of here and bust a move, but I want to say thank you, brother, because I want to tell you, the conversations we have and the things we're doing as we sharpening each other and we learning so much. You're a powerful brother, man. Keep doing what you're doing. I respect you. I uplift you, my big brother. Okay, you give me a lot of the stuff to go. I am the bishop, but at the end of the day, okay, you are the reverend. You are the deacon. You are the voice of this platform, and I appreciate your leadership. I appreciate your vision, your understanding, your communication. It's all needed. So I just want to say thank you, brother, because with this, and we go get Truckee and some other folks, I think if we keep uplifting our vulnerability, our experiences, I think we could really do some work in our community to help the people. So I just want to say thank you. I know you got to get out of here, but thank you very much, Mark. Keep doing what you're doing, brother. We got a lot of things coming down the pipeline. I just appreciate walking on the side of you because I don't walk above nobody. I don't walk below nobody. I walk on the side of the kings and queens. This is why we do this. This is not for joke. This is for real. It hurts. It's triggering. This is what we need in our community. True healing starts with communication. And we're trying to get out here to the people of the community. So I hope folks out there understand. Yeah, there's fun, there's things, but we have a serious issue that we're trying to address in our community. All right, Sister Io, the soft, submissive, feminine Io. Give some party words to the people, Queen.
First of all, Chuck, don't be holding your mouth when you say that. Truck and I go back, way back. So he knows all of the things that I've unlearned and unbecome. So therefore, I have the utmost respect for each and every one of our panelists this evening. With this being our second conversation within this series, I am learning and unlearning. Last week, speaking about combativeness, and within the conversation, we got a little feedback that, oh, I got quiet or y'all shut me up. It was what I learned within that moment that I don't have to reply to what doesn't apply to me. And that's me learning and being comfortable in my femininity as a woman, that I don't have to be combative. If something triggers me or it irks me the wrong way, I don't have to reply to it, because that's another person's perspective. Doesn't mean that it applies to me, and you have the right for that. And I respect your perspective. I don't have to agree with it, but I respect it. And I'm going to give you that respect with my silence. This week, it's been a whirlwind, especially with the conversation that we were privy to yesterday. Being in that room, it gave me a lot of mixed energies. But overall, like Truck said, it's for our men to be okay. What I saw you display yesterday, John, was you've unlearned from experience, and you have a whole different perspective on relationships and not even titles, but the different balances between relationships, the different levels. And what you were expressing wasn't that of an argumentative stance, but what your experience has been and what you've learned and how you're growing. And as a developer, not only are you there trying to develop the women, but you are trying to develop your fellow man, your Black man, and teaching them and showing them by model behavior that, hey, brother, it's okay. Stand on what you say. It's okay to be firm. It's okay. And at the same time, vulnerability does not mean weakness. I saw and I've experienced these last couple of weeks what beta man in alpha clothing is. I've experienced it firsthand, and unlearning not to not even say misjudge, but to trust my discernment, and not second guess myself. When I have that feeling, you got energies all around you. But to trust it and say, it's okay. I don't have to be the person for you. Or if we don't link, we don't match, it's okay. It's okay not to be okay, right? Agree to disagree. And also what I would say that I take from this week is the balance of the developer and the multiplier, and being comfortable in my femininity and walking in it in everything I do, every relationship that I have and everything that I put my hands on, to multiply it with emphasis from the heart, from my genuine being, and to exude who I am from the inside out in all things that I am. I am a womb man, so I will multiply anything that's given to me.
Wow. What a way to give back to the community. Community, I know it's late. We got to get out of here, but I have to give the benediction. But I heard you. If it don't apply, let it fly. Ladies, did you hear that? If it don't apply, let it fly. Sometimes you don't need to speak. Sit back. Be submissive. All right. All right. With that being said, I got to give a benediction because we got to get out of here. Y'all that don't know, first time watching, we always give a benediction. Yes, the bishop will give a benediction to all you new folks out here. I am not an ordained pastor. Let's get this clear. All these people, they call you the bishop. Hey, the community gave me that name. I am the community bishop. Okay, I'm not an ordained pastor in the pulpit. I'm in the pulpit of the streets of the people. All right, be calm, be easy, people. I'm just the bishop. Just the name they gave me. But hold on, we're gonna get to the benediction so we can get out of here. But with that being said, community, this has been a great conversation today. We talked about the levels of dating. We talked about the understanding of relationships. We understand some of the things that are going on and how do we fix them. Sometimes, like Truckee said, it's about building the friendship. We have to have a solid foundation. I always tell people, I'm not a square. I'm a triangle. I have a solid foundation and I'm sharp on the top. Sometimes we have to understand we need to be triangles and not squares. If we want to make change, we got to be open. Ladies, you have to listen. God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth. Listen twice as more than we speak. Femininity is what all men are looking for. We want the nurturing. We want the softness. We want the understanding and the patience that femininity bring to our masculinity energy. We need men in the community to be man. If you want to call yourself an alpha, you want to call yourself a beta, whatever it is, we need men to lead in a way that's effective and the uplifting of the very ladies that are looking for leadership, looking for protection, looking for the things that they need. As men, we must do our job to hold each other accountable. Make sure that the work that we're putting in is going to be beneficial, not to just ourselves, but to the people we come in contact. Relationships is about understanding 2 different energies, 2 different philosophies, 2 different set of DNA makeups. In unlearning some of the behaviors and some of the things, we have to understand, why do we yearn for certain things? When we talk about discernment, it is very important to understand the boundaries, the understanding of what this is, the actuality. Ladies, stay into the logic. I know it's hard because of the emotions, but you must understand the fantasies, we have to remove them. The things that we can't feel, we have to remove them. To have faith is to have an understanding that things you can't see or feel or touch, you have to believe that they are there. Sometimes that person that you can't see, believe, or feel might be what you need. Be open, queens. There's a lot of work that still needs to happen. One conversation is not going to change the narrative, but in the communication, change can happen. In order to change the narrative, something must change. People, places, things. I don't know. Find the one that is working for you. Sisters, I apologize to y'all. I just have to say it again. I apologize to the queens. Some of the men that we have in our community, wow. I understand the frustration. I understand the hesitation. I understand some of the things that you all are dealing with. But after today, this weekend, we will do our job as leaders, men of the community, to work, to change the narrative, to build stronger men, to give men a solid foundation. We're going to give them a safe space to speak, to be able to be vulnerable. This is what's needed. The trauma that's impacted our community has put a overwhelming burden on our community. It takes us all to fix the things that need to be happening in our community. It starts with vulnerability. It starts with being honest. Last night, a lot of the conversation wasn't honest. It is hard for a man in front of his woman to express how he feels. It's sometimes hard for a woman to express how she feels around her friends. We have to change that if we won't change. A safe space means a space where there's no physical violence or any verbal violence. Let's be clear on our definition of safe spaces. When you have a man opening up or a woman opening up, be willing to hear the differences. That's why we have both sides of the conversation. With that being said, a narrative shift will happen. Positivity will happen. More developers will be developing. And all of our multipliers. I see greatness for our community. I see Black love united. I hear some people at the dinner table right now talking about the levels of their dating. There's some text messages and phone calls going around. There's some renegotiation that's going on. That's all we want, is to spark the conversation. I don't know what the final play is. I don't know how we get there. But if you stay open, woo, there's power in that. The fear of the unknown will not ruin Black love in our community. Thank you all for tuning in. I know it's been late. We got to get out of here. This Tuesday is our next live show. For all y'all new, every Tuesday, we have a segment called Hidden Gems where we highlight Black and brown businesses. This platform opens up the door to our businesses so that we can support them, so that the communities can support them, so they know we're the Black ecosystem. It is working. We will make it happen. It is also a space to uplift our community leaders, our community organizers, and those positive people in our community. Like Shantae said, the nice people of our community are doing positive things to impact our community every Tuesday. That's where you will see them. And then this Thursday, our Educational Thursday, this is going to be a great one for all of our nonprofit operators. They're going to be talking about grant writing. Come and get some of this game, free game. We're doing our part to bring the grant writers here to give game to our community. Come get the sauce. Tune in. Follow us on all of our social media handles, both sides of the conversation. And y'all know, the bishop, I will be wherever the people be. I will see you all. Be safe out there. Queens, we love you. We love you, Black woman. We love you. We love you, Black woman. We will protect you. We will lead you. I have faith. Be open to receive that, Queens. With that being said, good night now, everybody. Have a blessed evening. We'll see you all Tuesday.